A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob.
Ralphie, coming off a dub, we can shimmy a little bit coming in tonight. We can feel a little bit better about ourselves. Welcome in, everybody. You know what it is. It's Wednesday night. A little crossover. PHIX AM and the PM, only on A2D Radio. And every Wednesday, we're brought to you by our doc. Got to make them yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC. Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Listen, big panel tonight. Ryan Brodo, Ralph Del Vecchio, Steppy, Tori, Frank Vespi, Tom Arnone. Let's talk about it, people. We're coming off a dub, but we have other things to discuss tonight as well. There's other big things that have happened here in the city of Philadelphia that are must talk about. And obviously, like we do at the end of every show, we'll give our Week 5 predictions where we give, 4 or 5, if not the whole slots of games. And we pick against the spread. So we try to win you some money. We do that. We'll give a little Phillies rant session because, Uncle Cigars, I don't know how you tell an owner to shut up. You know what I mean? And I really want to tell an owner to shut up, but we'll get into that. Sixers, listen, Doc doesn't want to be called Doc, Glenn Rivers. Oh. I cannot wait to talk about it later on in the show. I'm so excited to talk about probably my favorite coach in the NBA. My favorite coach. And I'm not saying he's the best. I'm just saying if I had to pick one that I would want outside of Pop, it's probably him. And Pop's older. Fair. We'll discuss, Doc, Uncle Glenn, in a little bit. Eagles positives and negatives. There's still negatives, obviously, but when you go win a game on the road against a good football team, no matter how you figure out a way to win it, is a positive note. So we'll dissect into that a little bit. Eagles versus Steelers preview, so then we're going to look ahead. All right, give our predictions for that game, offensive, defensive player of the game, and hopefully Tori picks the Eagles because right now, besides the tie, she's 1-2. We can't give the tie. You know what I mean? We're not going one way or the other on the tie. So we're hoping, 50 Shades of Tori goes in the direction of the Eagles.
Perfect.
Or as we know Don likes to say, we also Don will come in and he'll make his comments too. I'll let him do it himself. But our poll question brought to you by Ambuck Services, 20% off. Let them know. A2D sent you. That's AMBUCK Services.com. The Eagles' first win changed your outlook of this team. You agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow. You know the deal. Has it changed your outlook? Right? I'll say the poll question again. The Philadelphia Eagles' first win changed your outlook of this team. Agree or disagree? When I first found out what our poll question was, I chuckled for a second. And then I sat back and said, absolutely it's changed my outlook. Why? Our division stinks. We just won a game on the road with practice squad guys on our outside. All right, a banged-up offensive line. And we went and won our biggest game of the year, essentially, because you have to win that football game. And we went and won it on the road. Any way you want to look at it. Clean, ugly, doesn't matter. It's still a locker room with a win with what you had out there. So I totally agree it changed my outlook. Your division stinks. If you lose this game, we're all jumping off a cliff, even though the division does stink. Make sense? But when you win this game, and not about first place or anything, and you save your season a little bit, of course it changes your outlook. You got to be the most negative person in the world if you just don't have like a little bit of excitement the way 2020's been right now. Like and hope for some positivity, right? You got to be the most negative person in the damn world. Like I want some positivity. And what I saw out of my quarterback was what we begged since week 1. Get him out of the pocket. Let him do his thing. Let him do it. And Doug talked about it today. How, he's doing it the right way. And how he's getting down and he's avoiding the big hits and things like that when he's running. And he has. And he has to continue to be smart doing it. But it opens up your run game even more now because he can run it. So now it opens up more things. But it changed my outlook because my quarterback got it done with nobody. Right? And did it with his legs. My defense that we talk about, top teners travel on the road. Right? Top 10 defense travel on the road and win you football games when you need them. Whoever's a quarterback. Okay? And what did they do? Everything we talked about pregame, going into the game, they did. Take the football away. Well, they did it, right? That's what we can expect from this defense. Maybe not the gimme third one, but the other two, you know what I mean? We lead the NFL in sacks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So why would it not change my outlook? We can get after the quarterback. We have a recipe to win. So now we just need to get some guys healthy on the outside. And why can't we rattle off some games? Why not us? We've done it before. I don't know. I agree. You got to be negative to disagree. You got to be the most negative person wrong if it didn't change your outlook. If they go 0-3-1, right, you're talking about top 5 pick already.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
By winning this game, you're now saying, okay, can we just somehow get in the dance? Why would we not want to be in the dance? Why would we not want to be dancing? I don't understand. I'm watching baseball with 42 goddamn teams in it, and my team's not in it. Why would I not want to be fucking dancing? I want to dance, shimmy. I want to do it all. I just want to be in it for an opportunity, right? It's all about an opportunity. We talked about Super Bowl year. You got an opportunity. I just want to be in it. You never know what happens. You never know. What if you're playing your best football leading in? And your record doesn't dictate it, but you're one of the hotter teams. Why can't you go on a run? Now, do I say this team looks like a run team right now? No. But we don't know what 8 weeks happens. If we can win some games right now. If we can go beat the Steelers who have beaten nobody. Let's be real. They beaten nobody. And you got people can crown them all day. They beat nobody. You disagree with it, Jake. You want to be negative. How does it not change your outlook? So then you still want to be a top 5 pick then. So your GM can screw that up. No, I'm trying to go to the playoffs. And if anybody ain't on that wagon with me, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to win a damn division and go to the playoffs. Every damn year. No matter how it happens. Ugly win. But a win. And your defense has a recipe to win games. They get after the damn quarterback. Cowboys defense can't get off the field. Why not us? Why can't we go on a run? We not scared of Baltimore? I ain't scared of Baltimore. What our defense, if our defense comes to play, I'm not scared of the Steelers if our defense comes to play. And we have some healthy guys on the outside. You know what I mean? Like when I get a combo with Deshaun and Alshon back at some point, knock on wood if it ever does happen, and they actually do play together for once, our offense isn't better? Shit. Any game I can win with a bunch of dudes out and take our first place in a division that stinks, I don't care how I'm that. I don't care if I'm the the best or the worst. It doesn't matter if I'm still in the dance and still have an opportunity. So I'll always agree with this shit after wins, and you're still alive. You can still talk about the next game and not talk about April. You motherfuckers talk about April, and I'm going to curse a little bit. You talk about April, that's nerd talk. And it's some nerd shit. I'm not talking about April. If I got a chance to win a division, I'm talking about right now. Who's with me? The Philadelphia Eagles, first win, change your outlook of this team. Agree or disagree? I fully agree. And if you don't, we're going to have issues tonight. So let's lay it out there.
Ralphie?
Ralph?
Wow, you can go ahead, buddy.
Shut up, Ralph. No, can you hear me, Ralph? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. I can hear you.
Ralph?
Well, right, go ahead. You can go.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
Yeah.
The time talk. No, I want you to go. Go. You know what I mean? The spotlight's on you. The gun's on you.
All right. Okay.
You go second all the time here.
I agree to the poll. It has changed my outlook on this team, even though, that the defense, Jesus Christ, yet again, you're up, the amount of points they were in the fourth quarter. What was it? 25-14 at one point in the fourth quarter. And then you let CJ Beathard just do his thing, dice you up a little bit down the field, and then, we were riding the roller coaster a little bit in the last part of the fourth quarter again. Outside of that, like you always say, Tommy, you always want to go into a locker room with the W, and you finally got one. National television, even though, some of the game was sloppy here and there. Carson looked amazing, right? He made the plays that we've been talking about, for these past four weeks. He got his legs moving as well. Made a lot of big plays for us, and to do it with the wide receivers that we have right now is still unbelievable to me. But the only question I have is when it was late in the fourth quarter. Running the timeout. Where was Miles out on the field? Where was Miles, your number one back? And I understand, what Doug Peterson was saying, that they were going to use Corey Clement because he's a power. I guess they're calling him a power back now and wanting to get him more yards or more carries, however you want to put it. But that's my only gripe. Fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. I don't know where Miles is, and he didn't touch the field that whole entire series. So that's my only gripe. But I agree. I agree to the poll. 100% agree.
I love it. I'm glad.
In a shit division right now, it's amazing to have one. It's amazing to be 1-2-1 and be in first place. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's crazy to think that we're at the record we are. We're in first place.
Yeah, but listen, embrace it right now. Embrace it.
Oh, absolutely.
And hope we get some guys back. Well, why can't we get some guys back and be better? Right? And just play better football. Well, why can't we?
What's the word on Deshaun this week? Is he is he ready to go, or is he? Does anybody know?
I think he was limited in practice. Yeah,
gotcha.
Both practice. One of the two is going to play this weekend.
I hope so, Tommy.
One of the two probably plays this weekend. And if you had to put a gun to my head, I would say Alshon, because Doug made a comment about Deshaun about 100%. Wants him 100%. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like more coddled that one than he did Alshon. So let's go. Give me some goddamn Alshon out there. Give me this catch radius talk. Give me somebody who's a one, and then let some of the other practice squad guys, do other things. You know what I mean? I need somebody out there that's done it, please. Deshaun's like a baby to me right now. I can't buy into his act. You know what I mean? I can't. He bothers me right this second, right? But I still want them two to play together. I still think we saw pieces of that and how good that can be in small sample sizes, right? We did. So can we get shit? Can I get a small sample size of like 15 weeks? You know what I mean? Can I just get a small sample size? Can I get a 15-week sample size from here on out?
You're definitely not going to get 15 weeks of that.
No, don't talk that in. Don't say no. We're not doing that. We're talking 15? Good things into existence. 15-piece nugget. Super Bowl talk. No, I'm not doing that. But can we just get some health out of him and see what our offense is? Because that's all we're missing to be in a really good
football. For some nuggets.
Without them, yeah, we know.
He said Super Bowl talk.
Listen, I'm just trying to get people excited because. What are you saying? What's this guy saying? What are you saying? I can't wait to rub it in your face time when our defense injures. Whoa. See, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you at wishing injury or talking injury because that's a disgrace. So whatever you say after that's irrelevant. Okay? All right, you got to worry about a guy you can't even get you wouldn't let your wife in the bathroom with at quarterback. So I would tread lightly on how we talk about quarterbacks, etc. here. Okay? Because there's a lot of stuff in the closet over there that we don't want to go into because it'll make for too long of a show. But just know what's in the closet. All right? That's it. So, whatever. Go ahead, Rye, whoever. Do you agree or disagree to the poll?
So I will say that I'm not in the excitement mode yet. I'm not, there's still a lot of things that I look at this team and I'm not happy about.
Sure.
But if I were to say that it didn't change my opinion or outlook of the team, I'd be lying because I'm the same person last week who had this team getting blown out 37-16 and we won the football game. So clearly it was a way different outcome than I even expected. So for me to say, oh, this changes nothing, I'd be lying to you, people at home, and myself. I'm not in the mode where, And listen, this happens especially after it takes 3-4 weeks to get our first victory. It happens to where we start, not us, but the fan base starts crowning guys that I know we'll talk about later, career practice squad guys, talking about these guys could be the cornerstone of the organization. We are a legitimate playoff contender. I mean, we heard that, all over the place the last handful of days ever since the victory. That I laugh at. But to your point, Tom, to your point, Ralph, and, like a lot of the comments have said, I think Bill even said it too. The scary thing, the funny thing, but the true thing is you kind of look at it to where if we handle our business in the division, given if we beat the Cowboys or at least split with them and then win our other divisional games, with as bad as this division is, you're probably winning the division. Now, is that really like a congratulations trophy for probably being like a 7-win football team and winning the division? No, but guess what? You're still in the dance. That's what we talk about. That's what we plan for. Were we overly excited last year when we were a 9-7 football team and we scrapped in the playoffs? No, but we were excited when we got that additional week of football and the other 3 teams didn't. So, like we always talk about, am I gonna bet the house that this football team has what it takes to even win this division? No. Will I, if they somehow find a way to win against the Steelers and compete against the Ravens and then handle their business against the Giants before the bye? Yeah, that'll really change my outlook for this season. But as far as just a team, yeah, because I thought this team was dead in the water last week. I thought they had zero plan to help this quarterback, and they showed pretty much what we've been talking about as every show's pretty much been saying it, especially us on this show, that when Wentz is himself, when you let Wentz be Wentz, allow him to get outside of the pocket, be more comfortable, you see what he can do. We saw that obviously last year to where it was like, oh, okay, we're just going to let Carson go. We're going to let him be him. And I know there was a commenter earlier that, I forget who said, it might have been Marcus, who said, just enough of this trying to keep him healthy nonsense. You can't do that. Like we've talked about before.
No, I mean, Joel said you don't want him running. When I said, remember, Greg, when I was like,
fan talk, yeah.
Yeah, like I want him moving around. That's his skill set. I want him to do what he does. Like, You can't worry about injury. You just have to get down in the right spots and avoid hits. I mean, you know what I mean? And you're protected as a quarterback a little bit too. So, you should be able to do that and not go crazy. Like, he's not going to be Lamar Jackson, but we're just talking about design rollouts, right? RPOs where you holding on and running sometimes, like you did down the goal line, right? Or down the red zone where we ran and scored a touchdown. Make sense? So you can add them things in, which now, because he's a threat, allows your run game to open up. And maybe like Boston Scott can actually find a hole this year. You know what I mean? Or Corey finds a hole. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these other guys find a hole, but it's the offense is all going to go better and be better, and we'll be more excited about it when guys are actually healthy and on the damn field. Like then there'll be actually like a conversation like we thought there would be. Like, oh yeah, this is a really good offense, right? We haven't seen it. We've seen it for a week, essentially. Like, you know what I mean? Where we had our original guys out there, and then haven't had it since.
Yeah. So I agree with you, Tom. You look at it, and by the way, Navo, just stop talking forever. You just look all around
have a show here.
What, Frank?
Didn't he used to have a show here?
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. It all got fuzzy. It all got fuzzy.
That's what hell looks like right there.
Yeah, it all got, Frank, I don't know. My memory kind of got wiped when I read that comment, so it's all fuzzy.
I know. Wiped all memories of the 2 episodes he had on here, so.
Oh, Frank.
Jesus God, we're going to throats. I like this.
Yo, Frank.
Savage.
Frank, he just thinks that he just goes by off his Madden, and obviously in franchise mode, they probably developed for him. So
it's probably on franchise mode where the mode is set to rookie and all the sliders are in his favor with the salary cap turned off and 1 minute quarters and everybody is set to 99.
Sean, shut up. Okay, because what I'm trying to tell you is
for the first time ever, I agree with Sean Spillman.
Why is it guaranteed to say, first of all, a 5-10-1 football team? Why is that guaranteed?
No,
I don't.
He was responding to "Hear Me Out" Hurst to J-Jaw.
Yeah. I'm more talking about 5-10-1. I ain't talking about that. What do we get excited over? Because listen, Sean, if you were in first place right now of a shit division, you'd be like, all right, we're not good, but we can still go to the playoffs, and then anything can happen. And that's all I'm saying. Why is that overly excited? There's no sports There's zero sports happening from now until the playoffs, until the end of the playoffs. Right, where we get NHL and NBA back. There's nothing going to be happening. So why would I not want my team in the mix?
It's a good question.
I'm just asking for a fan base and people that have nothing to do, really. You know what I mean? They want to watch sports and love sports. That's all I'm asking for. So at the end of the day, right, you agree to a point. Ralphie agrees. Yeah. So I think we're going to smell a lot of negativity down low here. So we'll go down to the lower – well, at least 2 out of 3, Frank. I'll let you go first because I feel like I know where you're at. And then the other 2 jabrones can go, and it'll be a massacre here. More so when Greg goes, but I just let Tori live in darkness. You know what I mean? Greg, I smoke his darkness. There's a difference. So we'll see how this plays out. But Frank, to the poll, I'll read it again just because there's new people listening. The Eagles' first win change your outlook of this team. Agree or disagree?
I agree to the poll, in the sense that this is a winnable division. Are we going to have the amazing record? It's not going to look pretty, but I think we are going to win the East. But, there are still some issues with this team that do need to be addressed. I mean, you take a look at some of the issues with play calling, especially in the last 4 minutes of the game on Sunday where there was a missing Miles Sanders and Jim Schwartz playing so many yards off the ball where C.J. Beathard was marching down the field, the third-string quarterback marching down the field and actually making this a possible win for the Niners. And I was seeing flashbacks of the Carolina game during the end of that game. Of course, you still have the injury concerns, but over the coming weeks, guys are going to come off the IR. And that's definitely going to help Carson, especially when Alshon and Deshaun come back on the field. This offense will get a lot better. Carson's inconsistencies. I mean, we did see that early in the game, but he finally got his groove back. Let's just hope he continues that trend of getting a lot better. And, I think that is there's a pretty good chance we will win this division. I mean, looking at the rest of the NFC East, I mean, it's going to be one of those years again where, I mean, and even Cowboys fans can vouch for it, where we have very high expectations for those 2 teams, and they're just not playing their best right now. So it's going to be a roller coaster ride for the division. I still have the Eagles win the division, but I do agree with the poll.
All right.
Can I ask one question? So Steelers fan said, also Ryan, remember when you said Dave Gettleman isn't better than Howie Roseman? Well, Dave Gettleman's Giants did better against the Rams than Howie did. The Giants put up 9 effing points. What do you say? What are you talking? Are you
at least the Eagles didn't start a brawl against the Rams?
What are you talking about? They put up 9 points. What are you saying?
I don't know how we can compare that, but so I can't even. My mind hurts just reading that. So.
And also,
they both lost.
And not only is he wrong in they did better, but he's going to value one game instead of, I don't know. And you've got me congratulations. You have me defending Howie Roseman here because Howie Roseman, at least his teams have gotten to the playoffs in the last 5 years, at least once, let alone 3 times in the Super Bowl. Dave Gettleman has done nothing and has gotten fired. So what are you saying? I'll wait for your idiotic response whenever that is.
I mean, just playing how teams match up against other teams has nothing to do with anything. I mean, that was they don't have a win, so I don't know what that. I don't know if they won the game. You want to make that kind of comparison? I mean, good for you. Enjoy yourself, but it doesn't make sense. Jacob says, "I'm sorry, the win last week gave fan. I'm sure it's going to tie into these 2 down here, so it's a great time to read it, Jacob. I'm sorry the win last week gave fans a sense of false hope. The season is lost. Yes, we can make the playoffs as a wild card, but is one and done going to help this team in the future? Well, I mean, every time I go to the playoffs is a positive. So one and done, you know what I mean? I don't care. I just want to get to the dance. I don't know. You know what I mean? Does it help the team? No. Does being in the middle of the pack help the team? No. So you might as well then try to get yourself in the dance. Right? Unless you're a top 5 pick, why would, you know what I mean? What are you doing? You're tanking? know what I mean? What are you going to tank? Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Try to win football games. I understand the false sense, the sense of false hope with the situation, but I don't. Is it though yet? Like you don't have to be overly hopeful of anything special, right? Your expectations can be like, I don't know about this football team, but they can still win a division. You know what I mean? That can be as simple as your expectations are. That's not like going crazy. That's just sort of where I'm at. Like why can't we run off some games? We get some guys back and go on a little tiny run. I don't know. NFL's crazy. Carson gets some confidence going, right? Makes a big throw. You know, his best moments in crunch time. I don't know. Does that piggyback in the better play moving forward? That confidence? Just factor in what a win does to people. Win does a lot of things in your locker room. That's all I'm saying. Brings out a lot of confidence. Guys start liking each other better. A lot of good things come with wins. So, trying to win some damn football games. Tori, here we go. To the poll, the Philadelphia Eagles' first win. Change your outlook of this team. Of the team, sorry. Agree or disagree?
So I'm going to start off by saying, do I think the Eagles can make the playoffs and win the division still? Yes. Do I think Carson Wentz looked a lot better? Yes. Do I think different parts of our team look better? Yes. Did this change my outlook on the team? Disagree. Yeah, we won, but this wasn't a blowout game. We beat a team with a second and a third string quarterback. Their best defensive player wasn't there. Like we beat a beat up team by a couple points. And that could have we could have easily lost that. Am I happy about it? Yeah. Like, do I want to run through a wall, like you say? And yeah, like I still love my team and I still want us to go to the playoffs and I still can see that happening, but does it change my outlook on them? No. I think, yeah, the comment from Jake a while ago where it was like, I need to see this again. Like, I need to see another win put together more nicely, though. Like, a better win will give me a different outlook on the team, I think.
Well, let me ask you this. So they go beat Pittsburgh, however they do it, 2-0, 2-run home or walk off, whatever. You don't feel better? It's got to be.
It's not. Do I feel better? The question is, do I look at them better? I definitely feel better after this win. I feel better.
No, I'm saying for the same kind of win again next week. They win the same type of football game again next week. You're not more confident in them?
A little bit. I don't want to say like crazy amount. And for me, it also depends on the way you win, though. No. If our team looks like a fully developed, like we got everything together, like our team doesn't look like that still to me.
What does it matter how you win? If you go win this week, does it matter how you win? Does it really matter?
If you're looking towards the future, if you're looking at winning more games, yeah. No. If this is a do or die game, yeah, win it however you got to win it. Cool, let's go. But if you're looking at the rest of the season, if you're looking at the rest of the season, and I'm predicting wins, I want to see nice wins put together.
Listen, you guys can all beg for cleanliness and A, B, C, and D. Like I just want W's. I don't give a shit how I get them. I don't know why you guys had the cleanest W's around. Like it's Philly. It's Philly. We're gonna we'll be blowing somebody out. Come out. So at the end of the day, I just want to get the game, get the locker rooms with wins. That's all that matters. So if we could beat the Steelers next week in Pittsburgh, why do we care how we do it? And there's no special way to do it. Go win a football game.
Because an ugly win doesn't give you confidence in your team.
The hell it doesn't. It gives you a whole locker room confidence.
It gives you guys confidence.
Anything that says W does. Anything that says you only have 16 chances to get a W.
I don't know why I'm not like that. Like I need to see.
So early on in 2017,
a good team.
So early on in 2017, you were negative then, probably.
When Carson Wentz went down.
No. Early on, when they were winning some ugly games, they weren't perfect. They weren't perfect at all because people were chirping. Mm-hmm. You
week
you were probably like the cricket. You were like the cricket, and you were definitely chirping. You were definitely chirping in 20, and that's fine. It's fine. It's okay. But that's just how you operate. You need to see perfection, and that's okay. Every fan's different.
Not perfection, though.
No. You made it clear. Cleanliness is perfection. We're talking Clorox wipes. We're going deep dive into the planet. We're going
back. Good. I said a good game, a good win, not a perfect game.
Tori, I'll ask you two questions, okay? And honestly, and again, if that's how if you feel a certain way in these games, and that's your decision, that's fine. In the week 3 game, the Jake Elliott game 2017, wasn't a clean win by any means. We gave up a 2-touchdown plus lead. We end up squeaking out a victory. A couple days afterwards, are you more happy about the miracle kick and winning, or are you saying, listen, that wasn't a clean win?
At that point, I think I go off of also like intuition and stuff. I felt something about that team. Like I felt like
you were listening to Celine Dion. You were listening to the kick go through with Celine Dion. I know. I was right there. I was listening to her too.
I felt like that was a magical. But these aren't magical wins. Like I don't know. What you guys are like.
We only have one, so we only have one. So we're not in magical talk. We're not in Disneyland. We only got one. I'm just talking about you guys said I need if you put it together again, I need to see more and I need to see a cleaner win. And I just asked.
One win does nothing for me. Even if it was a blowout win, it probably wouldn't do anything for me.
That'd be 2 in a row though. So 2 in a row doesn't make you feel better.
Feel better, yes. Different outlook on the team. They're 2 different questions.
No, not really.
To me.
Look, if you're feeling better, your outlook should change.
No.
They go hand in hand.
Tori,
welcome to my world. No.
Tori, when you agree that Tori, when you agree a couple weeks ago, and honestly, we could still say this, especially going to this game, going by the schedule and the way the teams were built, you could say that the 49ers game and now this upcoming Steelers game are 2 games that on paper and considering where we're at as a team, we really shouldn't win, correct?
Uh-oh, she frozen?
No. Maybe she is.
She thinking, Tori?
Repeat your question.
Okay.
Now she's frozen. All right. Well, we'll go back. Remember that.
Okay.
Repeat the question at the end.
Okay.
Greg to the poll. And Bill. What are you talking about? You guys say agree and it sounds great, but when did you see differently? Come on. Huh?
English, Bill. English.
Oh. You're talking about the poll? Look, my outlook's changed.
You're talking about the game.
Yeah, because you're talking about you just tied the Cincinnati Bengals. So I'm on the cliff again. You know what I mean? I'm back on the cliff. So a win on the road against a team that's a 9-point favorite, and to get that done, has me starting to take that back pedal from the cliff. How does it not change your outlook? If you lose, you jump, and we all jump. So shut up, Bill. If you win, you backpedal. That's how it goes. If you're still in the talk. So I don't know. I mean, that's how I look at it, Bill. Greg, go ahead with you can.
I disagree. I disagree. I don't think this is a very good football team right now. But I will agree with you that if you beat Pittsburgh and that's 2 in a row on the road, then I will start to come around because that's something that I didn't think this team was able to do, regardless of who you were playing. And then you go beat the Niners as bad as beat up as they are. They're still an NFL football team, just like we are, right? We're beat up and everything, but so you then come back and beat probably the best defense in the NFL, in any way, right? That's where I'll differ from Tori over here. You beat Pittsburgh in any way, a 64-yarder, 3-0 kick, walk-off kick from Jake Elliott where he doesn't punt this time. I'm in. You know what I mean? I'll take 2 wins in a row on the road against good football teams. in there. But although I disagree to the poll, I did see some good things come out of Sunday. Our defensive line showed up again, right? That's another game in a row where they wreaked havoc. We still don't have anything in the middle of the field. George Kittle almost put up 200 yards on us in his first game back. I liked what I saw from Mailata, right? Except for that one false start, I liked what I saw. Carson looked better at times. But again, like you said Sunday night, Tom, he wasn't perfect. But you don't have to be perfect to win a game sometimes, and that shows it, right? So although my outlook hasn't changed, I still don't think this is, as we get into our schedule and continue to get deeper and face these good teams, Pittsburgh, Baltimore coming up, I don't think it's going to help that we're as banged up. Now, again, we beat Pittsburgh and we start to get some pieces back, then my outlook could change. One game, though, right now, sitting here, no, my outlook hasn't changed.
Totally fair. I mean, that one's fair. I mean, you haven't had an outlook anyway. You know what I mean? You didn't think the team was any good to begin with. And that's fine. And I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying this team's like a great football team. I'm just saying if they find a way to win next week, how are we not more excited?
Then you're stealing, and this was kind of what I was going to ask Tori too, and tell me if you guys agree with this overall. We were looking at the 49ers and Steelers games as two games to where we're probably not winning both of them. You know what I'm saying? To where if you end up, obviously you win on Sunday and then you beat the Steelers, I don't want to say you're making up for the losses against, Washington and, obviously the Rams or even the tie against Cincinnati. But again, it looks a lot better. You know what I'm saying?
Make up for it.
Say that again, Tom.
You're starting to make up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because again, if you drop those two games, then you're talking about people getting fired. Because then it doesn't matter which division you're in. If you lose both of these games, it doesn't matter. Especially when you look at the following game against the Ravens.
So you think people are going to be getting fired if we lose the next time?
No. My point is, if it takes you until the Giants game week 7 to get a victory, because if you're not beating the 49ers with a third string quarterback at the end of the game, you're sure and a beat up defense and a snap counted Deebo Samuel and without Raheem Mostert, like they had half their team, as did we. So again, I'm not taking anything away from the Eagles, but if you weren't beating the 49ers, you're sure as hell not beating the Steelers. And you're sure as hell not beating the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? To where that means it's going until, obviously a short week against the Giants week 7. And if it takes you until week 7 to get your first victory, absolutely somebody's getting fired.
Oh, yeah.
It might be the quarterback's coach. I'm not saying Doug's getting fired. But we're certainly not talking about division winner. We're talking, to Tom's point, we're talking top 5 pick. Because you're like, what would that be? If you'd be like, 6-1, 6-1 or something.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter which division
bad.
you're in. You could be in a division by yourself and you're not winning it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, man. You needed this victory, and Tori, I understand what you're saying. To where if you put any game under a microscope, you could say, did we really win because of us, or did we win because of Nick Mullins maybe wearing an Eagles jersey under the 49ers jersey because that's how bad he was, or them having half a roster. Like I understand what you're saying, but I think given this situation with as bad of, I don't want to say bad luck because injuries happen in the NFL, but we know we've been shredded for years with how pretty much everything has gone wrong for this organization, including the picks made by this general manager. We're kind of in a situation where we only have 16 chances to get a W, and any chance it says W instead of L or T as in tie, I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll take it.
I'm grateful as hell, and I love it, and I'm obviously like a huge fan of our team. Grateful, love it, and I will celebrate every win. But the way I look at them to this game, like, oh yeah, we got this shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Steelers fan. I'm not impressed with the Eagles winning. They beat a team that had a backup quarterback carousel.
Whose burner account is this?
An idiot. I don't know. No, I didn't mean to say that. Right. I thought that.
Ben Roethlisberger?
Yeah, a ton of key starters on defense, and they only beat the Giants and Jets. So Steelers fan, if the Steelers beat the 49ers, you wouldn't be coming in here crowning yourself? Just asking. You know what I'm saying? Pretty sure if we want to
matter teams you beat. You just told me before it didn't matter teams you beat. When I told him you haven't beat nobody, it didn't matter. It matters with Niners though.
And the Eagles.
And I think they're not really going to be any good this year anyway. I thought they would have that little Super Bowl hangover. It so happened with injuries. It might happen a little sooner, right? Mm-hmm. But so I'm not crowning because you went and beat San Fran. I'm more talking about a good road win, a must win, and any way you look at it, you went and found a way to get it done. So my outlook will change of you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it could very well change this week. I'm looking for a win this week. I don't know what else I'm looking for, but I'm trying to figure out ways we can win it. Trying to see who's going to be healthy, who's going to be able to play, and go from there.
Listen, were we complaining last year when we went on the little mini run at the end of the season? And I know all of the Eagles haters and the Wentz haters wanted to say, "Oh, you're only playing the Cowboys, the Washington football team, and the Giants. It doesn't mean anything." Well, meant enough to get us in the playoffs when the other three teams didn't, and the Steelers didn't. So
when it's do or die, an ugly win to me means a lot more than an early in the season ugly win. No, don't make sense.
No, it makes sense. I just
you just looked at me like I was crazy.
Well, no, I just think a win in the NFL is at any point is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm with you. I'm with you on the side of
when he's the sense of like when when Greg's winning battles, there's an issue. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, I mean, absolutely. Would I have loved for Carson to throw for 300 last week and him look to be completely back? Yeah, you're absolutely damn right. And would that maybe have changed it? Yes, but I think more or less stacking W's and stacking wins, even though it hasn't changed it, it at least starts the ball rolling to possibly change at least my outlook.
All right, fair. Let's get to a couple things, right? I know Jordan Wilson wants predictions. We can get right into that. We can do predictions now because we're 42 in already. So let's get them. Let's get that popping because we've had a fast show. I mean, flying through. And then I have some agree disagree questions that are on the A2D page that I want to read off to people. So remind me of that. And then we obviously want to get into our Philly Sixers and keep this train moving a little bit here. So when it comes to score predictions, I mean, this is again, not knowing who's really going to play on your outside. If anybody does, there's still I still have some question marks. You know what I mean? Big time. So I need to know that stuff, but I still believe it's going to be a tight football game any way you slice it. I still believe we're going to be in this football game. So, I don't know if other guys want to go first. I'll go last. Doesn't really matter. I know when we're doing score predictions and offense, defensive player of the game, I don't mind going last and picking guys that stink. I'll take the blame as long as we get it done.
You want to go, Frank?
Yeah, I'll go.
Just before you go, Frank, 7.5 point dogs, 44 is the over-under.
I dropped the Skittle because we're going to win this game. I dropped Skittles right there because we're going to win this game now. 44?
Now you're eating Skittles?
44 is tight. They're telling me tight. Let's go get a W. Go ahead, Frank.
I'm going to take the spread, and I'm going to take the under on this one. I'm expecting a very defensive game from both teams. I think, our defense is looking great. I mean, we created 17 sacks this season, the best in the league right now. This game is just who's going to rattle the other quarterback first. The Steelers, they have a pretty good defense as well. I mean, going into the season, they have a top 10 defense in this league. And it's going to be a very defensive game. I got the Eagles winning 13-10.
Lame.
Ooh, 13-10.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It's just going to go down who's going to play defense better. So my offensive MVP, Actually, let me start with the defense because with the old idiom, defense wins games. I'm going to go with Jannard Avery as my defensive player of the game.
Going with the hot hand.
Hot hand talk.
And you know what? I'm still going to continue with the hot hand. My offensive MVP, Jordan Mailata.
Wow.
And continue to impress everyone.
Frank, you got your Mailata jersey yet?
Frank, I'm trying to go take a piss. And your offensive player of the game is Jordan Mailata. We give you the first pick of it all, right? You raised your hand. You came up here with it when I said predictions. Like you want to go first, and we gave it to you. And the only thing worse that could have happened was a Tory tie. But you totally redeemed yourself, but didn't at all by Jordan Mailata. Listen, so he's an offensive player of the game. So you're telling me he doesn't give up any sacks?
No sacks.
Wow.
Well, then okay. If that's the case, I
hope you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just hope that if you're right, we're in great shape. If Uncle Rugby is a lights out tackle in this league, I'm not mad at nobody. You understand? Many shots that I took having fun. I'm not mad. I want players. So I hope you're right.
Frank, I'll do this, okay? Because Ralph hasn't owned up to his end of the bargain with the jerseys. I'll do him one better, and I'll actually do it. Because you guys know, especially Frank and Ralph, you know I'm not above getting a stupid jersey. Got a freaking Boban Marjanovic jersey right over there.
Are you trying to say that if Jordan Mailata doesn't give up a sack this week, you're going to buy a Jordan Mailata jersey?
I'll say if he doesn't give up a sack and they win, I'll get a Jordan Mailata jersey instantly.
You got a deal.
I will order it on the air.
Oh, man.
That's what I'll do. And again, that could be because that's how little I believe in him, or it's because I'm just trying to trick the universe.
You put a little extra on it because you said and a win. So they're gonna win and they can't give up a sack.
Well, I'm not gonna celebrate a loss. You want me to celebrate it? I mean, that's like participation trophy.
If he doesn't give up a sack, he still did a great job.
Well, if he doesn't give up a sack, I don't know how they didn't win the game. You know
you're right.
I mean?
I would hope that would go hand in hand.
I mean, Jordan looked great on Sunday, except for that false start. He looked great for a guy who never played a down in football in his life. And we waited 3 years to see if this experiment panned out from being a 7th round pick. So,
yeah, I will say this, Frank.
Impressive.
If that's the case, like he had a really good game aside from obviously when he just jumped off sides and everything. But if he performs in this game, I never need to see Jason Peters ever again. Like I'm good.
I already don't need to see him again.
Yeah, okay. I don't need to see Jason Peters or Andre Dillard again because we really don't see Andre Dillard anyway. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Ralph.
No, I mean I'll see Andre Dillard again because I hope he can play. So.
He's a 1st round pick. We need to see him.
Yeah, I hope he can play too. You know what I mean? I hope they all can play. You know, I hope Peters is a backup. That's what I wanted him back for anyway. I didn't pray for him to be a starter. I prayed for him to be a filling guy if needed. Jesus.
Dude, he came out of the game 2 games ago because he was tired. Like what?
Yep. And he had an illness. He had a shoulder. Then he had a foot.
Yeah, I'm over that.
Yeah. Yes, Gavin. Mailata is going up against T.J. Watt. Also, why I brought up the jersey. But no, Frank, I like it. I don't necessarily agree with it, but listen, you might get me to get a Jordan Mailata jersey, so I congratulate you. Ralph.
Right. Well, on that note, adios.
See you, Frank.
See you, Frank.
Later.
Hell of a walk-off, Frank. Hell of a walk-off.
He knows how to make an exit.
Yep, he does.
So, man. Well, last week was awesome. We finally got a win, so we're 1-2-1.
Thanks.
Now we're in Pittsburgh going up against Big Ben and company. But for this week, I'm going to go Birds. Birds win this one in Pittsburgh, get another W, so we go 2-2-1 on the year with a score of 20-17. I think it's going to be a close game as well. I think the defense travels again, shuts down Juju a little bit here and there. Offensive player of the game, man, who can I go with? We usually go with Dallas, but Dallas Goedert, but I don't think he's playing. No. I don't think he's playing.
Richard Rodgers.
Yeah, we could go Richard Rodgers. Yeah. But I'm going to go my offensive player of the game. I'm going to go Miles Sanders. offensive player of the game.
Is he going to be in the game in the fourth quarter?
I hope so. I hope so.
I'm sorry. I just, it's an important question. I'm just wondering.
It's a very important question.
Yeah, it's weird that you have to ask that.
Since the friggin' coach and the GM all offseason wants to say that he's their McCaffrey and Brian Westbrook, but then you take him off the field because you're worried about fumbling. And that's why they took him off the field. Ralphie, didn't we talk about it in the moment? We know.
Yeah.
We're like, he's afraid of fumbling. And what do you know? Oh, Corey's the bigger bodied back, and he's more sure-handed. So if you don't trust Miles Sanders to have the ball in the fourth quarter, let alone in the final series, he's not your Brian Westbrook. He's not your Christian McCaffrey. It's a lie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do we think Miles Sanders feels about this?
Listen, I hear you. I mean, again, everything. I'm not going to say the way they've handled the running back situation is worse than linebackers because, then we're just getting a little crazy.
But this isn't new. Go ahead.
The linebacker thing?
No, the Eagles. Or I'm sorry, the running backs. Right? We went through this with years because Deuce has carte blanche to plug these guys in and out, right? I mean, how many times did we, going back years where we like in a big drive and then, there's, look, Garrett Blunt's in the game when we need to be passing, right? Or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, this isn't new because they give Deuce carte blanche because they think all their running backs can roll with every package as opposed to giving guys specific packages. Now, I understand why they do that, so you can't game plan it, but you can't. Your fourth quarter of a must-win game that you're winning, I need Miles Sanders on the field.
And Greg, you're absolutely right. I'm not even talking about the way they handle it in game. I'm talking about the way they handle it roster structure wise.
Oh yeah.
To where when you talk about mismanagement of a core, you talk all off season about how Miles is going to be your lead guy. Once again, your Westbrook McCaffrey type player. Mm-hmm. You're going to get him more involved in the passing game, which you haven't. And I would understand it to a degree if Alshon and Deshaun and Rager were healthy and J-Go wasn't a disaster.
Do you want the answer?
What, that they're liars?
No, you're putting it on everybody else. You're not even putting it on the issue at hand. The issue at hand is the guy's not even fully 100%. I mean, let's just talk about the issue at hand. I mean, it's clear as day. He's not 100%. He had a little bit of quad. He had a little bit of another. He came off the field for another little issue this weekend. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's 100%. That's why he's not. That's why he's not carrying the ball. I've been saying this the whole time. They never do this at the beginning of the year. They never do it. They don't do it, especially when a guy's like not 100%.
Then why are they not bringing in Freeman then? Then why are they not bringing in these guys if they know that they're going to have to be?
That's a general manager question. You know what I mean? That's a general manager question.
And that's who I'm ripping. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but we're talking about Deuce. We ripped that part for too long. You know what I mean? That part ran its course because they weren't going to do anything. You know what I mean? That's all my point with that is. Like I fully agree with that. They weren't going to do it. So I'm giving up the yelling and screaming about that side of it. So now I got to talk about what's available. And like, I'm not a fan right with you guys. Like, I don't need to see either one of them on the field. I yelled and screamed for that all night. You know what I mean? Or all season. But at the end of the day, when your lead back is in 100%, you're almost forced to have to. Now, I agree. At the end of the game, I want him on the football field.
Yeah.
But again, if you're not comfortable because of health wise, fully, or you have a number set in stone, then I don't know. You know what I mean? Then it's just like, okay, well now then it talks back to your GM. But the guy's not 100%. I mean, this guy told me MVP. So I mean, I'm gonna put a little bit on you too, babe. You did a lot of talking, which is fine, but your body hasn't lived up to it.
Yeah.
So I'm not crowning nobody until you know what I mean, until you can take the rock that many times.
That's fair.
So it's a combo. You know what I mean? And Greg's right about Deuce, about he loves his rotations and he rotates whatever. I get that. And I think if Miles was fully healthy, he's probably in more packages. But again, these guys are on your damn roster. You gotta get as much tape on them as you can to see if they can play in this league. Or you gotta move forward. You can't just like, you know what I mean? If you're rushing 3 backs out there and getting cute, well, you're going to find out real soon that they can't play. And I think that's what we're seeing more and more of.
Yeah,
they're exposing themselves as the front office is.
Yeah. And my worry is it's going to come back and really bite them. You know what I'm saying? But that's my on that thing. Tori, do you want to go?
Yeah, if my Wi-Fi wants to cooperate. So I feel like coming into this, I was going to pick the Eagles.
Tori, yeah. Greg, you go next. Tori said pass.
Go back.
Yeah, pass.
I'm going 27-17 Steelers.
27-17.
Okay.
You and Bill.
Is that what he picked?
Yep.
Is that exactly what he picked?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. 24-17.
Damn it.
I can't be the same as Bill.
I gotta change mine now.
But I have the other side, so you're good. You can go 27-17.
What do you mean you have the other side?
Oh.
What do you mean you have the other side?
My offensive player of the game is going to be James Washington. And my defensive player of the game is going to be Devin Bush.
Okay. I'll go. I'm going to go 23-17 Steelers. My offensive player of the game, just because I don't think Jalen's going to be able to keep up with him. And I know he wasn't practicing today, but apparently it was precautionary. I'm going to go offensive player of the game, Deontay Johnson, just because I think Slay's going to obviously handle Juju Smith-Schuster. By the way, Slay's awesome. I just want to add that in there. Slay is –
He is.
I mean, he's finished games with like a broken leg, a torn Achilles, a broken arm, a broken hand, and he's awesome. So thank you, Howie. You did good there. You did really good there.
And he's actually good too. You know what I mean? Like he's locking down the number one receivers. He's doing exactly what we need him to do. And then again, going back to what was good, sorry to go back to it, but what was good on Sunday was you then we had Jalen step in and perform admirably on the other side. It was just Kittle in the middle of the field just torched us. But sorry, go back to your defensive player of the game.
So my defensive player of the game, Gavin brought him up earlier. It's going up against Jordan Mailata. Give me TJ Watt. Bye, Tori. Hi, Tori.
Oh, she's back.
Dude, I can't with my life.
What are you talking about, Bill? All that blah, blah, blah. What are you talking Bill?
Am I really here?
Bill, are we circling
You're
now?
here.
You're going in for Tom, then Tori.
Yeah, we got a lot of haters in the chat tonight.
I swear to God, the fan base, we get a victory and somehow we get dumber. I don't
What's
understand.
up?
Go ahead, Tori.
I'm gone again.
Tori.
Ryan.
It's your
Ryan,
turn.
can you hear me?
I can hear you, Tori.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try again. Okay. So, like I was saying, coming into this, I was gonna say we were gonna lose. During the show, I felt like a win coming on. But now I feel like I need to go with my intuition, which was telling me that we're gonna have a loss.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna go 27-21 Steelers. Defensive player of the game, I'm gonna go TJ Watt. Offensive player of the game, I'm gonna go Ben Roethlisberger. Just because what I've seen of him so far, it's kind of shocked me, to be honest. Like, I thought he was washed up. He's actually not washed up. Kind of shocked by it. But like other people were saying, like the teams he's played have been teams that have lost 3 and 4 games this season. So I guess we'll see what he's made of this week. But yeah. But I'll probably predict a win for us the next week. So that'll be positive in 2 weeks. So my crystal ball says.
Predict a win against the Ravens?
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm kind of feeling that a little bit. But we'll see this
Clayton.
week.
Don't do this to us, Clayton.
But like
Clayton,
I said, I was back and forth with this. Like, this isn't like a fire. I feel like we're going to lose. This was hard for me to pick that loss.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I get it. Football team isn't somebody that's easy to pick. Right? They haven't played great football, obviously. Record
Glad you came back from my loss prediction.
Yeah, I know when to come back in. And you know, I don't know. I just got a little bit of a different feel that, you know, this football team's a little tougher than maybe we gave credit for, and you know, they're going to find a way to win a football game on Sunday. Yeah, and it's hard to say reasons why. It's got to be the same reasons why you won a football game this past Sunday night. And it's got to start with guys. If guys are out offensively and your running back isn't, let's say, 100% fully, well, you know, I got to win the game. I got to win a game on the defense side of the football. Again, I got to get to Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, I got to make him turn the football over, which he's capable of doing, which we've seen him do. Okay, in his career, it's not like it's impossible. All right, so you get pressure on him the same way they're going to try to beat Carson Wentz. The only advantage we have is on the offense side of the ball, we have a quarterback who can run around. Where Ben's more of a statue at this point. Not a run around-ish as much. Can still move.
Yep.
Can still move, but a little easier to get down. Not get down because he's a monster, but you guys know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
get to him. So I think that can help this football team. Listen, you got to go off what they do well. Well, what we do well is we get after the quarterback. So we got to continue that Sunday. And the other thing we did really well Sunday, which is we all yelled and screamed for, was to take the football away a little bit. You know, win a turnover battle one time. Early on, it didn't look like we were going to do that. And then, you know, we finally started taking the football away. Pressure on the quarterback. Right? A little strip sack, even though it was the helmet, we'll take it. Ball thrown right to a linebacker, we'll take it. You know, Roddy McLeod had a good read on his interception. Who played a tremendous game. So we got to hope our defense can travel again, and we got to win the turnover battle, which is always the key to any football game, obviously. But it's really a key to us because we're limited offensively a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to play that sloppier game in a way. And we got to hope our quarterback can make enough big plays. Can he make enough big plays that help us win a game on the road? So you got to win the game the same type of style. That's why I wasn't like, well, you know, this week you have to win. You have to win clean or pretty. No, you're probably gonna have to win the same type of way you won last week. That's how I look at it. You're not gonna come out and drop 40 offensively. You don't have the weapons to do it. So it's unrealistic to think you're gonna come out and do that. So what's realistic to say is, okay, I can play towards what the over-under is, 44. You know, I got to play towards that number. So I'll go 27-24 Eagles. So obviously we'll go over it, but I think it can be around there. 27-24 Eagles. Oh, listen, well, you know, the defense side of the football, you know, you don't want to say the whole front, but, you know, I got to continue to see what I've seen out of Derek Barnett. I think Derek Barnett played really good football. And I got to give him credit. And so's Josh Sweat, and so's Jannard Avery, and all them guys.
Yep.
You know, so, you know, Derek Barnett's got to continue to play good football because he really has set a tone when he's been in the football game. On his snaps, I thought he's played tremendously. I thought he stopped the run really well on Sunday, and he did a good job again after the quarterback, too. I thought Derek Barnett's played well and hasn't got a ton of time. The other guys that, you know, Sweat's played well, too. You know what I mean? So they want to get him on the football field. But I'll go Derek Barnett, player of the game. Maybe a little strip sack from Derek, a big one. I mean,
that'd be nice Because you're right. I mean, the recipe to win is exactly what we just did, right? You're absolutely right. Turnover battle, and it helps if one turns into a touchdown.
Yeah, it definitely does. I was thinking a strip sack by Barnett in a 24-24 game down in their territory.
Sets up a field goal.
It sets up a field goal, yeah.
Hopefully, it's not 4th and 12 and at the 50, and he has to think about going for it.
Yeah, I was more like that strip sack on the 25, 30. You know what I mean? Already there. Maybe you don't take a sack and some things. So, more looking. Maybe not a false start or a holding. That'd be nice. But I do think this team can go win this game Sunday. I mean, you're not facing a juggernaut. You're facing a good team and a well-coached team. But definitely a team you can go beat. All right? Yep. So, now, offensively, I don't ever pick 11 anymore because it's always bad juju whenever I do. So, I'll go Ertz. I mean, he's got to have more production than he did last week.
Got something, yeah.
I mean, you talk contract extensions, get open. Get open.
It's ironic that
don't you think?
The game where everyone's talking about, he wants Kittle money, he's literally playing on the opposite side of Kittle, and Kittle looks like he's playing a completely different game than Ertz. You know what I'm saying? People were like, he wants Kittle money. Really? That's cute.
Yeah.
I might trade him if that
and
continues.
Kittle almost
put
up 200 yards.
What was that, Ralphie?
I said, and Kittle almost put up 200 yards on us.
Yeah, exactly.
That final drive, I thought he went over it.
Yeah.
You think we were trying to do things to Kittle? Sorry, Greg, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that final drive, I had to go check the phone because I'm like, is he at 200 yards yet?
It felt like he was there early. They got there real early. I don't know. I just got to what is the nerdy sports guy? Bill O'Brien, Texans can stay within 8. The Steelers, we can absolutely win this game by the skin of our teeth. Yeah, we can. We can. We got to have the same recipe, though. Get after the quarterback, take the football away a couple times, and now we need, when Tori talked clean, I would say clean from my quarterback.
Yes.
Even though Sunday's pick wasn't on him, per se, because it was tipped, but I still need clean, though. Fair? You know what I mean? Just play a clean game. If you don't, you got to
turnovers. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I need you to still be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was better in the pocket Sunday. At times, I thought he was a little rough at times, like the Miles ball. Now I still think Miles needs to catch that football. I'm sorry, I still think you need to catch that football at least. If you don't go to the house and it's just an 8-yard, 10-yard gain, fine. But catch the football though. You still need to catch a football. A bad ball, I get it. It's low. Gotcha. Nobody's saying it's a good ball. I need you to catch the ball though, please. Guys catch that ball all over the league. I understand. It's on your back hip. It's not good. It's actually your back knee. You know what I mean? But you still need to catch the ball. If that's falling down and catching it, then catch the damn ball.
Exactly.
I don't know. That just bothers me. When guys drop balls, hit hands. It's a bad ball, but I still need you to grab it though.
Yeah.
Nobody's around you. Nobody hits you. If somebody hits you, then fine. You're going to drop it, right, boys? Okay, you got hit. You know what I mean? It makes sense. You dropped it. It was a bad ball. But if nobody's around you and it's a ball just a little off, or whatever, catch the ball. Come on. It's still an 8 to 10 yard gain. You catch the ball, even if you're not in stride. Or you stop to catch the ball, and then you make that guy miss and you're out. You know what I mean? You guys do that all the time, too. Make an adjustment to the football. Yeah, I'm not asking for a lot. I thought he was going to be MVP.
And not from you're absolutely an NFL running back who has dreams of being an MVP.
Yeah, catch the ball. Christian Conley catch the ball one hand. You know what I mean?
Kamara takes that to the house, even if he catches it laying down.
Like Zach Ertz had a great one-handed catch.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? So catch it. You know what I mean? Guys doing all over the league. You're MVP. Boom, you're out. You know what I mean? MVPs catch that and they're out. I don't care how you want to look. That's not a good ball. We all get it. We got it. I don't need to hear. I just know people are going to come in hot. We all know. But MVPs catching her out. They catch that ball. If they're stopping on a dime, they're catching it one-handed. They're catching the damn football. So I don't want to hear. This is what I hate. There's nothing in sports more than when I hate when guys talk and then can't fully back it up. Okay? I hate it. Like Jalen Rager, you're talking your home. You know what I mean? Like you're not playing. Why are you talking? Miles Sanders, aspirations are great. Aspirations are what we all strive for. But at the end of the day, I don't need you out there talking about it then. That's your inner prove it thing. You can talk to your teammates about it. You can keep it in-house about it. That's not something you do. Oh, MVP type year this year. Nah, what? We're 4 in. I don't know. I've seen
MVP talk right now.
No, I mean, you've been okay. You've been okay. You fumbled. You killed us in the Rams game.
Yeah, well, you're 4 in. You missed one game. You essentially lost the second or the other game you played.
What are you talking about? I'm telling like Skip Bayless because I'm talking about I don't need to hear MVP talk and then you not live up to it in any fashion. So I mean, you tell me what I should ask from players. What am I supposed to ask for?
I don't think you're asking for much at all. Again, when you hear all offseason MVP, big part of the offense, like we talked about, Ralph, you and I were watching the game in the real moment. We were arguing back and forth. Not everything's going to be the perfect pass. I know, like the theme ever since like Carson's been here is like, oh, he's inaccurate. Okay, nobody's saying he's the most accurate thrower of the football ever. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's ever tried to make the argument for that. But like somebody said, like at the bottom, playmakers make plays. They make plays out of nothing. And we're not saying Miles has never done that. We're saying, well, I guess we can say that about Jalen Rager because he's been on the field for 30 seconds. But you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't ask much right now. We're just saying, okay, Miles, we need you to make more plays. Actually be there in the fourth quarter. And the receivers, just catch something. I don't think that's outlandish. Just catch something and be there. Like, I think that's, for a professional football player who's getting paid like they are, I think that's pretty friggin' reasonable.
Yeah, listen, you catch footballs, man. You catch footballs in this league. If you're talking about being MVP or even the best of your position or top 5 of your position, you catch that football. Okay? I'm so sick of crowning dudes here. I continue to say it, that haven't deserved the crown yet. You know what I mean? And we do it in this city, and we did it with Miles. We know people on his airways that crown him. And he's not there yet.
Nope.
When he gets there, I'll be the first to back you up. But he's not fully there yet. So, you want to talk about players of the game. He needs to come out of a monster game Sunday.
Yep.
Right? I mean, he needs to have a 2-touchdown performance. He needs to rush for over 100 yards. He needs to catch a damn football no matter what. And that needs to have a big game for us because he's important. I'm not, like, down on the kid or not trying to crush him. Let me be fair. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I need more.
Yes.
I don't have anything behind you, dude.
Like, especially that, and then you add the missing pieces you have on the outside and what Carson has to throw to. You need another diversion. You need another guy that's going to take the load off of Carson.
Absolutely. And Jay says, like, Wentz has been missing some easy passes, right, guys? But, like, we all talk about it. He's so much more accurate on the move.
Oh, it's not. He's a different player.
It's night and day when he's on the move.
It looks effortless.
Yeah.
And like we talked about, and honestly, like we talked about at the beginning of the show, it would be one thing if Alshon, Deshaun, Rager, and Dallas Goedert, if we had all of those guys here. Hell, if we had all those guys for one game, it would be different. But I don't think there's an argument. When you talk about skill players, there's really only 2 right now. It's Ertz and Miles, and both of them have really not lived up to expectations. One talking MVP and one talking about, I want to be paid like George Kittle. So far, I mean, I know it's early and we're 4 games into a season, but we're 5 games. We're week 5 now, but they're supposed to be your big time pieces to carry you along with Wentz. I've yet to see that. I've yet to see it.
I haven't seen it.
No, you're absolutely.
When the takeaways of the game are Fulgham and Richard Rodgers are like your big play guys in a win, and nobody's talking about Miles except for where was he in the entire fourth quarter. And did Zach Ertz play? Like, I saw the couple catches, but Kittle who? Like, that's not good. It's good that we won, but
yeah, I mean, Richard Rodgers came out of nowhere Sunday.
Well,
I mean,
you know what it was. It was the same plays for Dallas. It was just to a slower guy. There was just like everything, like literally we saw was the same plays. And I think I was telling you, Ralphie, in the moment, like, oh, if that was Dallas, he's breaking that tackle. Oh, he's probably getting another 20 yards there because he's better than Richard Rodgers. I agree, Michael.
Yeah. No lies. Matt Spills. Outside on D-Jack's fully practice today.
That's great news. Let's go.
How's it not?
Great news.
Steelers fan, you're talking about Lamar being better than Carson. Okay.
Touche. I
wouldn't compare them two. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't know why we would compare them.
What's Bill saying? He needs to move every play. Wentz of 17. Them keeping in the pocket is not his game. Been saying that for yeah, you're right, Bill.
Yeah. Yep.
You're right.
He did play better in the pocket in 2017, though.
Could that be also because, I mean, you look at it to where he, you know, this might sound stupid, but because it wasn't predictable to where it was, okay, he was moving outside of the pocket to where it loosened him up. I mean, he even said numerous times this week that, you know, him moving kind of gets him in the flow of the game.
Yep.
He's more comfortable that way.
Yeah,
you know,
and you have to look at that team. That team was a more talented team. The offensive line was the best offensive line in football, right? So he was upright and had more lanes and holes to throw to. But plus he had actual guys that catch the football on the outside, and you had a stable of running backs that were professionals. So he had a lot more help. But you're absolutely right, Ryan. It's like when you hear guys that, like Ryan Howard used to say, he hated being a DH because they used the other side of the field to kind of get their blood flow and then keep them their mental game, mental side in the game and stuff like that. So I think that's absolutely, correct with Carson. He probably uses that first hit, right? And the adrenaline of rolling out and looking for that guy downfield as a way to get himself going in the game and keep his mind engaged.
Do any of you guys either A, want them, or B, believe that they're going to bring in Sanu?
Take them? Yeah. Do I believe they bring him in? No.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking Deshaun's out, and I know they're not the same type of wide receiver, right? But if you're talking about Deshaun out for extended periods of time, then yeah, I would like another NFL caliber wide receiver.
Yeah, I agree with that, Greg. I think if another wide receiver goes down and misses, that long period of time, I would take Mohamed Sanu right now. Absolutely. I'll bring him in.
Yeah, I mean, I'd bring him in just so I can cut Arcega-Whiteside, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like he has no job to me. You know what I'm saying? He has no job. Joseph saying D-Jax is done. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't look the same when he actually is on the field, and he's like a part-time player. So much for he feels 20 years younger or whatever that quote was from over the summer.
A lot of talking.
Seems a theme, huh, Tom? A lot of these skill players, MVP, pay me with 2 years left on a deal, 20 years younger.
A lot of bullshit.
A lot of I sense a theme, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. like some guys just go play. Like Rodney McLeod just goes plays. Most of our defense just goes and plays. You know what I mean? And you got guys on the offense side of football that want to do a lot of talking. Like, MVP. Okay, relax. 20 years younger. All I've seen you do is cry to referees. So 20 years younger would mean that you would have like 3 touchdowns already and be healthy in 4 games. 3 touchdowns in 4 games. I'm not saying anything crazy. 3 and 4.
The most mobility I've seen out of Deshaun is when he's dancing 20 minutes before the game. And I see the clips on Twitter. That's the most mobility I've seen out of him. Maybe that's why he's getting hurt. He's probably so tired from the dances.
That's not true, Steelers fan.
That's fake news.
That's not true. So, get outside your bubble, babe. There's a team here in Philadelphia that leads the NFL in sacks.
Google's a real thing. It's helpful. Try Bing if you're not a Google person. Bing is fun.
Yeah, and if we weren't leading the NFL in sacks, I would even be more of a reason to fire Howie Roseman because of all the money we spent up front. Like we should lead the NFL in sacks. We should. It's what we're good at. So I'm going to continue to hang my hat on that we go beat up Ben Roethlisberger this weekend. I need my front to come eat. I need all my dogs up there, every one of them, from freaking Josh Sweat and Jannard Avery on down, right? On down. Malik Jackson's been an issue. Malik Jackson's been a fucking issue. I love Malik Jackson. Love him. Love him. We'll invite him over for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Love Malik. Huge Malik guy, dude. He's all over the football field, by the way. All over
you know who's also been all over the field, too, is Roddy McLeod. He's been everywhere.
Roddy played phenomenal.
Yeah, he has
Somebody said they wanted him back, and somebody else in this airway said no.
Yeah.
It
seems like every time you watch a defensive series, he's always the first one in for a tackle. And it's amazing. I love it.
Tom, wasn't
Sunday?
Tom, wasn't the term with Rodney that he's always been overrated?
Yeah, he's not overrated at all.
No.
I've always told you guys when Rodney McLeod has his best games, the Eagles win. I tell people this. People say all the time, Rodney McLeod has his best game Sunday, right? Eagles won. Rodney McLeod can play. Rodney McLeod's more underrated than overrated. Absolutely. That's what Rodney McLeod has been his whole career. Every safety he's played alongside of has been considered better than him. From when he was with St. Louis to when he came here. Every other safety has been next to him, besides this year, has been considered better than him.
Very true.
Okay? So his safety partner, I forget who it was with the Rams. I'm drawing a blank, but he was better, and he got paid for more money. I can't remember who it was. It's driving me crazy right now.
The only Rams safety I remember is Adam Archuleta.
I remember Rodney. Rodney used to blow up everything when you were allowed to.
Let's see. Joseph. Oh, my bad.
Oh, sorry. I was going same spot.
It was a great comment, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, me too. I got excited. 7th overall defense in football. If we can just get Gary out of coverage. Yeah. I mean, John Singleton, Joe Singleton, Bob Singleton, Rich Singleton. I don't even
Devin Singletary.
Yeah. Mike Singletary. I don't care. Right? Eagles in 5. No. I don't care. Like, get him on the football field. Like every down. Just put him on. I've watched Nate Gary miss so many tackles, I can't watch it anymore. I can't watch Nate Gary miss any more tackles in the National Football League.
Or blow coverages.
Yeah. Well, listen, you can blow coverages because linebackers do, but you need to be able to tackle in the run game. And if you don't, you need to be on the football field. Okay? It's even more to it. Like, okay, you don't cover the pass well. All right, well, you better be able to stuff the run. If you can't do either or, then you're nothing.
And I look at that, and we've talked about it before. And I had to listen to all these friggin' beat writers the other day in this podcast, which I regret listening to. They were like saying that Nate Gary should continue to play because the rookies aren't ready yet. Let me just tell you right now, okay? I don't give a damn if they're rookies or not. If Sean Bradley and then Davion Taylor, who they had to have in the 3rd round, if they're not anything close and or better to whatever Nate Gary is, cut him now. Because they're never going to be anything. You understand? Like, I don't care. I don't need this they're not ready stuff. I don't. Kevon Wallace made his NFL debut as far as a starter, and he had to cover George Kittle all night. I don't want to hear that Davion Taylor, Mr. 3rd round pick, isn't ready. I don't want to. That's foolishness to me.
Hey, how's the guy you picked ahead of him not ready?
TJ McDonald.
Huh?
Was the other safety in St. Louis.
TJ McDonald?
Yeah.
It was somebody else he played with. I think you're wrong on that. I think there was another one.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I think there was another one.
Ralph.
Did TJ McDonald get signed somewhere? The good money.
He's in Miami right now.
How much did he get signed for in Miami? Do you know? Because has TJ McDonald been like really productive? Like I feel like he's sort of been productive.
He's got 8 interceptions over his career.
Yeah,
he was a rookie in 2013.
Can we trade for him? I'll take him.
Were you Adam Kwan?
No. I just know that. Listen, with our injuries, I would love one more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think Miami's trading him.
No.
They signed him to a 1-year deal.
Dolphins did?
Yeah.
Where was he before that, though?
St. Louis from his rookie year.
They give him an extension then? St. Louis did?
No, he played 13, 14, 15, and then he went on to the Dolphins in 16. So if he was that was his rookie contract.
Mark Barron, Tom? Mark Barron?
The Dolphins signed him.
Yeah.
I got you. That's what I was asking you. Did he get signed to a deal with the Dolphins?
Just a 1-year deal, though, so it wasn't big money.
How did he get signed to a 1-year deal when he's still there?
Oh, I guess they didn't update.
You're talking about 2015?
2017, yeah.
Yeah.
We have an investigation.
Well, I'm not on Spotrac. I'm on freaking Pro Football Reference because it gave me the rosters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ralphie, here's a comment for you. I'll just let you read this one, Ralphie.
Patrick Queen is 6th in the
Stop
entire
right there.
league
Stop right there.
in solo tackles through 4 weeks.
Well,
man.
4 for 24 in 2017 with a $10 million guarantee.
All right.
I do want to ask you, by the way, Tom, when you mentioned Singleton, obviously in the excitement of the first win, there were 4 guys, which we talked about all but one of them so far, that people were saying are like the next coming. Some even say that they were they could be like big parts of the organization going forward. And I'm not saying it's wrong. I just think it's a little aggressive after we didn't even know who half of them were before Sunday. So I'm going to give you 4 names, and you guys in here and the people at home tell me which one you believe has the best chance to be a legitimate factor for this team, not only this season, but going forward. Jordan Mailata.
So we have to say if they're going to be moving forward a significant part of this team?
Yeah, kind of 1 through 4, who has the best chance of being a legitimate factor and who's just had a good game and who's just a guy.
Oh!
You know what I mean? What happened?
Bellinger just robbed a home run.
Who?
Cody Bellinger just robbed a home run from Tatis.
Oh, my God.
Let's go.
Wowzers.
Wow. What are you rooting for the Dodgers, Greg? What are you doing?
I have a nice big money parlay on them.
I don't care what you got. I got the Padres.
Yeah, go Padres. Okay.
I got the run line too. It's not even just the.
Oh, we went deep. You went deep.
There's no value in Kershaw minus 200.
Listen, when I bet, I hit the wrong button, so I'm the wrong person to talk to. Out of the 4 players, you've got Jordan Mailata, Singleton, Avery, and the best wide receiver of all time, Fulgham. Which one has the best chance to be a legitimate factor for this team going forward?
I'm going to go Avery. I'm going to go Avery.
I'm going Avery.
I'll go Mailata. Avery would be my second choice.
It would be your second choice, Ralphie.
What was the names again? Was it Mailata, Avery?
Singleton, Fulgham, Avery,
Mailata.
I'm going Singleton. Christ. It's not going to be hard to be a factor in this linebacking core. You know what I'm saying? I'm going Singleton.
Yeah, I just think there's a reason why he. Sorry, Tom.
No, I'm just going Mailata second. That's all.
Yeah.
Avery and Mailata.
Singleton's been around with his team for a little bit, and there's obviously a reason why he wasn't playing before. We'll take it right now. We'll take W. But I think it's one of those, we're good with
Gary?
What's the freaks? No, we're good with Andrew Knapp at catcher. He's good. And then he starts playing more and he gets exposed as to be who he really is.
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm just playing devil's advocate out of hope
Sure.
that this guy is something. Hope. It's mostly hope. I don't believe it, but it's hope that maybe it's more of a reflection of the poor judgment because they are the same people that keep putting Nathan Gary in. You know what I'm saying? And
no, you're not wrong. I also wonder. I think he was hurt a lot.
Singleton?
Yeah.
But I think we all agree Fulgham's fourth.
Yeah, he might not even be on the roster anymore if Alshon and Djax come back. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, listen, Joe. Nobody's saying Singleton's the next coming. I'm just saying he caught a ball. He caught a ball that no other linebacker could probably in the last 2 years. So I appreciate him. Let's see. Prism. Any chance the Eagles use 2 of their first 3 picks on linebackers in this draft? No chance.
nope.
No, I'll shave my head if that happens. Let's see. You have Bobby Eagles. Fulham could was the competition in front of him. Well, I mean, if you have to show
you drafted 3 guys in this draft.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I would have to hope that if you wasted 3 draft picks on guys at one position, then I would hope that they would all be better than, Fulham or, was on someone else's practice squad 3 days ago. You know what I mean?
Brian said the same. We're talking about the same people who let LJ Fort walk and didn't draft Patrick Queen. Yeah. Joseph, speaking of catching a ball, McLeod looked like he was concentrating so hard on that first interception, I thought he was going to drop it. But what matters is he caught it. That's what matters. Joe H. saying, one thing you can't teach is that is size. Mailata is 6'8", 350, and can run like Jason Kelsey. He's so young, too. It's scary. Yeah. No, I mean, he looked good. I just want to see what he does against TJ Watt. That's all.
Who played end for them? The Niners.
Whoever the
Eric Armstead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know Kinlaw was inside most of the game too.
Yeah.
It was Armstead and who's the other end?
Like Armstead's not bad.
Hyder? Kerry Hyder? Just a guy. Got Alex Barnett. Yeah, I mean that was the thing too. They were banged up all over.
Yeah, I mean it looks like we wasted draft picks,
Tom, you had those agree or disagree?
Yeah, let me pull them up here.
Joseph, what's the word on Lane? I mean, I think he was limited today. Doug said he was fine, but obviously take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and I would expect him to be limited.
I just don't see a situation. I mean, this guy tried playing a couple weeks ago when he couldn't even put his foot on the ground, apparently. So I mean, if he has a chance of playing, he's playing.
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Machado and Muncie yelling at each other.
Ooh.
Machado yelling, telling Muncie, "I'll be waiting for you." Oh, it's getting heated.
Yeah,
bubble fight? Are we going to get a bubble fight?
It's funny. They're in the same hotel, too.
Ooh, hotel bubble fight.
He's just throwing shit. All right, so the first one is Jordan Mailata is a left tackle of the future for Philadelphia Eagles. Agree or disagree?
Disagree,
but if he plays well against the Steelers, then I'll probably agree.
I'll go agree just because there's no one else to look at right now. And I thought he played well, so I'm going to go with growth. And maybe we hit on a late round pick one time.
Yeah, hit on a late round pick would be cool, and our first round pick being a hit would be cool. So
yeah,
I'll take disagree just to go that route. You know what I mean? And I'll stay on the side of Ralphie and hope that the other guy can actually play and not cry. So that'd be nice. With all the injuries, Quez Watkins will win a starting job for the Philadelphia Eagles. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Who?
Yeah.
Disagree.
Disagree across the board there.
Yeah, come on. Guy hasn't even played yet, and people are asking starting. I'll listen. I'll like him if he catches a ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like one for a touch would be cool.
Yeah.
The next one, Avon Wallace would start at safety for the Philadelphia Eagles, or should start at safety for the Philadelphia Eagles. Agree or disagree?
I'll agree. I'll agree with that.
Man.
I'll agree just because I think the caveat's going to be that means Jalen's a corner, And
Yeah.
I'll live with it now why we don't have anybody over there.
For right now, I say agree. I'll go agree right now.
I was thinking the same lines you were thinking. You know what I mean?
Because if any of us disagree to that, we're saying yes to Marcus friggin' Epps. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Who isn't even talented Epps. I mean, he's not even Omar.
No.
Or as funny as Mike. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Fair.
I agree for the caveat of Jalen playing corner because he's the best you have right now.
Yeah.
The next one was Travis Fulgham or whatever the hell his name is should be J.J. Arcega-Whiteside's replacement. Agree or disagree?
I'll go agree just because I hate Arcega-Blindside. But
I don't know that this guy's going to be on the roster long enough to make that an agree.
Yeah, I'm with you, Greg. I'm with you. I mean, at least he caught something, right?
Yeah. He did what Nelson Aguilar couldn't do, and he lost the ball in the lights, and then he found the ball.
He ran in for a touchdown. Only if that could happen in Atlanta.
I just disagree because I don't think he'll be on the roster long enough. I'm right with you. I just don't know how. I don't know if he lasts.
Yeah.
Bobby says, disagree, give me McLeod. Well, no, you're starting two. You're starting two safeties. McLeod's your starter.
Yeah, so it'd be Wallace and McLeod back there.
Yeah.
With Jalen at corner. Basically what they did Sunday night.
Joseph says, Craig James is back. Should we be excited about that?
No.
No. Somebody had an agree or disagree earlier.
Gratterall's going nuts. It was awesome. Answer that catch. Sorry.
Joe H. Is J.J. Arcega-Whiteside going next season? Agree or disagree?
When's his contract up? That's when he'll be gone.
3 years from now.
They just won't extend him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, right now, if there's no production, I mean, you got to start to tend the lean towards the side of disagree. But contract-wise, in the position you're in, it's almost got to be an agree in a way.
Yeah, he's signed till 2023. That's when he hits free agency. So he'll be here till then.
Yeah, and that doesnit's mean he deserves to be here. I mean, unless they figure out a way to replace him, and I don't see that happening with how it's constructed right now. Unless a younger guy turns it on and gets better. Not that he turned it on at all because he's off, but you guys know what I mean now because of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll have one more agree or disagree question. They should just completely stop. I don't know. Am I on echo? Am I repeating? Oh. They should just completely stop doing these Jalen Hurts trick plays. Like I've had enough. I've had enough of it. Like the guy fumbles the ball twice. It's blatantly out. Like you're gonna have Wentz as a receiver.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't fumble, I don't care. Like if you can make some plays.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in that same boat. That this is weird.
Yeah, what the hell is going on?
If he's if he's gonna dress and he's gonna be and you're gonna have packages for him, and you want to have packages for him going forward, you have to throw him out there. He just needs to take care of the ball and be effective.
Yep. Ralph, did you answer that one?
No, basically, yeah, I agree with you guys. He's a second round pick, and if he's going to dress and you're going to have plays for him and stuff like that. But I also think that it takes Carson out of the rhythm a little bit going through the games. Because if Carson's on a hot streak and he's throwing the ball well, and then you bring in Hurts and you have the situation what you did Sunday night where he fumbled and it got Carson out of rhythm a little bit, I mean, that can hurt Carson here or there in big games like that or in tight games like that. But all in all, I mean, going forward, I guess we're going to see more Jalen Hurts. But, yeah, pretty much it.
The next one was Carson Wentz is elite. Agree or disagree?
I have to disagree right now. I think he can be. I think he's got elite tools and elite talent, but right now I can't agree.
Yeah, I mean, he's been elite before. He can be elite.
Yeah.
It's not all of his – I mean, listen, the reason why I disagree is not all of his fault because with the weapons he has, he's not really given the full capability to be elite with a vanilla offense and a running back that they're not really using right or at all, and a tight end that's not really living up to expectations, and then a disaster everywhere else. So, I mean, I got to disagree right now, but he can be. We've seen it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Not sure how to feel about it. He can be, like you guys said.
Yeah, like you said, Rye. Like right now, it's a disagree, but we've seen over like the past few years that he can be the elite quarterback. We saw it the last 4 weeks of the season where he put the team on his back and obviously made the playoffs, and that was elite. 4 weeks right there from him. But right now, I'm gonna go disagree. Disagree right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he definitely has a talent.
No, definitely.
Because we saw it, right? He was an MVP quarterback. You should have won the MVP. So
easily.
It's now just finding that back, right? Finding that groove back. Finding it's. How does Stella, how does Carson get his groove back?
Some playmakers would help.
It would definitely help.
Yeah, some more help too, please.
And that doesn't have to be a lot. You know what I mean? Just enough. That was the only other one I had. On the agree or disagrees. So we all gave our predictions. We talked plenty of Eagles, obviously. So we'll get into a little bit of John Middleton and the Sixers hiring of Glenn Doc Rivers over the last week or so, and we'll dive into that and what that means for this organization moving forward.
Sweeps has got a real quick one. Put Wentz on the Cowboys. Is he elite with those weapons?
I think so.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's a weapon,
goodness.
and that's why I said I'm in the middle because I think it's a weapon. Yeah. But I don't want to make.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like Uncle Excuses either. So I'm trying to be fair about it. Nasty Nizzle. Doc Rivers will lead the Sixers back to the finals. Agree or disagree?
Drop. Yes.
Oh my God! Catch the ball, dude! Damn it! What kind of angle was that to the football? I mean, to the baseball and football.
It was a bad angle.
What kind of angle was that? If I'm him, I might get kicked out again, just because of the angle my outfielder took. I might just get booted. Like we're a pro right now. I don't know how that ball gets down. I can't. Doc Rivers will lead the Sixers back to the finals. Agree or disagree? I'm gonna agree somehow because I just think I don't know where he's going. I just think I just hope that all the accountability talk comes to fruition. So I'll agree. We'll get there somehow. Over the next 2-3 years, we can get there.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't progress from what they've been, now that we've upgraded the head coach, and there's no question that we've upgraded, regardless of people, because for some reason some people aren't happy about it. I'm not like ecstatic. I'm not like doing a parade, but I mean, it's clearly an upgrade. I'm clearly okay with the hiring. But if they stay the same or regress, then the conversation needs to stop being about the coach. It's just the way it is. The formula to build around these two stars and the formula for this offseason is extremely simple. It's very simple. We know what that is. So, and then you look around the East and, projected-wise, the East is going to get better. But talent-wise, and we talk about it, and when healthy, this is easily a top 3 talent, probably most talented starting 5 in the East, honestly.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Absolutely.
I think with moves that could and probably should and might actually happen this offseason, I think we might end up having a better starting five than we had. So, and I think honestly, now that we know, and it seems like Elton's talking about now, they have a clear path of how to build around not only the two stars, but around the starting roster. You look at obviously shooting and defense. There's a formula now. Not that there wasn't a formula before, but I think finally the Sixers as an organization are aware of that formula. So if they are a one and done or a second round playoff exit, then there's no excuse for it at this point. Then we need to start looking at the two big guys.
And that's what I was going to ask you guys too. Like, if it does come down to that, where you guys do get, Doc comes in and you get to the playoffs, but then it's another second round exit. Do you start maybe thinking, okay, we split this up, or just because it's Doc's first year, we can come back next year and see how this works out and then take it from there?
No, listen. I mean, the true answer to your question is it's all about how they're eliminated, like what happens. Like if they're hurt, then that's one
we're
thing.
The same conversation again. You know what I mean? Yeah. You just hope that. Yeah. If they, sorry, I was just looking up John Middleton's comment, so I had it when we get there. It's real simple. You need some more talent here. Okay, this isn't a championship roster at the moment. Okay, you have the pieces to build to get there, but I still think you're two or three bench players away, maybe two bench players away from being a team, bench players that can score, some wing scorers away from me thinking that you're Eastern Conference Finals talk, NBA Finals talk. You know what I mean? Like besides your stars being healthy and all that we know, but I do believe Doc Rivers comes in with a pedigree of getting there. A guy that is a good players coach as well. A guy who's well respected around the league. A guy who's an NBA champion. Them things matter. Them things absolutely matter. And when Mr. Richardson's comments all after the bubble was accountability, well, you brought in a guy who's definitely going to hold guys accountable.
Oh, absolutely. So, and that's been his MO ever since he started coaching. Doc Rivers, his MO has been accountability.
So, yeah. So you answered the bell. You answered the bell of what like players said they wanted. Okay. Yeah. You want accountability? Now accountability means, you know what I mean? You do your job. You stay on the court, right?
Yeah.
You do the little things right. So it's all going to see how it translates, but I am excited. I might be in the minority of a guy who's really excited about the move, but I truly am. I mean, it's a sign of this organization saying, you know what, we're trying to win. You know what I mean? We're trying to win. And by winning means you go get a big fish. And we were all like, well, why is Elton waiting? Why is Elton waiting? Why is Elton waiting? Why is Elton waiting? Well, I'm glad he waited. I'm glad he wrote the process out and saw what became available. You know what I mean? Because
go ahead, Tommy. My bad.
No. Yeah, I'm just saying because you're sort of waiting because you're waiting for you're waiting for the Clippers to get done anyway because it could sell probably, and then you're probably waiting for the Lakers to get done because of some guys on their staff. So you're waiting for some guys to get done, maybe even the Heat for some guys on their staff. So you got to wait for some of these teams to get done before you can really start interviewing their guys. So that's probably another reason why he waited. And so what happened is it waited, and you got a guy like this who it fell right in your lap, honestly.
And even with the starting five that you guys still have now, I think your window is still open for a championship in coming out of the East. Like I think going into next season, I had you guys in the finals this season. I mean, I think you guys are still one of the favorites to come out of the East, even if you guys do keep that starting five.
I'll ask you guys this, and then I know there's a lot of agree or disagree questions from the fan, but percentage-wise, what's the percentage chance that we have the same starting five that we did last year heading into, obviously opening game?
What, like Horford in there?
Yeah, to where Horford, Richardson, they're still here, and then obviously Toby, Embiid, and Ben.
I think Richardson's still here. I don't think Horford's still here.
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, I could see Big Al being here still just because of the fact that maybe you give him one more year just to see if it was the Brett Brown system or if it was just him as a player for the Sixers and give him one more year. And if it still continue to be, Al Horford is disappearing here and there, then it's time to ship him away.
Well, then, yeah, it's over anyway,
Yeah.
But, listen, if they bring them both back, the goal is for what simply like, these guys to play better under Doc, or like we talked about, it's not the coach, it's these players, and these players got to go play. You know what I mean? Now there's no excuses. There was a coach excuse, accountability excuse, right? There were so many, injuries, etc. Now these guys got to go play now. They're at that point of their career where they got to start proving that they're the players they were drafted to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They have to. You're getting to that point of your career. So, it's shut up time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And how much money do you guys have going into free agency this year? Do you guys know, like, off the top of your head, or like in that, like?
No, like mid-level. We have like a mid-level exception we can do.
Gotcha.
Maybe
because I know this free agency class isn't that really great to begin with.
No, the only flashy moves we're going to be able to make is via trade. It's the only flashy moves we can make.
And you don't have to do flash. Like if you trade Horford and somehow a pick, and you can only get Buddy Hield back, like I'll take that. A wing scorer, you know what I mean? Or I sort of want to keep Josh Richardson because I think he might do better under a different coach, because I do think there's a skill set to be able to score. He's got some toughness. There's some things I do like about him. So I'm not like in a rush to get rid of Josh Richardson. Horford, I don't know if we can play anymore. It's not even about that. Like Josh, I seen spurts of where like, okay, he can play. We didn't see any spurts from Al Horford to say like, oh yeah,
very true, very
true. It's there. So I just think he can't play anymore.
I think he can. I don't think, and you could end up being completely right, Tom. I don't think the guy just forgot how to play basketball. I just think it's apparent to where he just can't play. He just won't be able to be what we need him to be in Philadelphia because he's not a 4. Like that pipe dream of him being a 4 and being a shoot like that doesn't, like he can't be that on any team.
No, he might not be able to be a 4 because he can't shoot the 3.
No, correct.
Like we talked about one of the scouts I talked to who was talking about how bad his shot was from 3. Like just how his form was all different than it was last year.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's like, what? Like how? Like what the fuck? The guy's a 42-year vet. How's his form different?
Yeah, how does it change?
Entire career. How does shit get fucked up shooting wise when you come here? Like I just want to know. Like how does everybody come here and their shot gets screwed up, or they just don't shoot? Like how is that a Philly thing? I just want to know. Like Josh Richardson was a guy who was able to shoot a little bit in Miami, and he can't shoot. You know what I mean? Tobias Harris was a shooter everywhere he's been. The 49 places he's been a shooter, can't shoot. Like what happens here?
Well, and the other thing with Horford too, I don't think, and this is the reason why I don't think he's ever going to work out in Philadelphia, and why I'd be both pissed off and also shocked if he was still here at season, whenever the season starts.
Mm-hmm.
It's because not only is he not a 4, he's not a backup center. He's not a part-time player. He's somebody that needs to be on the floor for big chunks of games. He's not somebody that's going to be, you know what I'm saying? He's just not that kind of player. And also, you're not paying all that money for a part-time player anyway. So I think, and listen, it could just be that Al Horford just hit a wall and he's not very good anymore, but I just think it was a combination of the coach sucked, didn't know how to use him. He wasn't in a great role to begin with, and he couldn't play with Joel. I think it was like everything bad that could have happened to Al caused him to just be the worst player in the NBA.
And we gave him all that money because of that.
Yeah, well, because Al loved him, from his playing days too.
Yeah. Sweeps chimes in. He goes, I hear you guys, but at some point when isn't the narrative, well, let's see the Sixers play with a full roster. Let's see them play under Doc. Let's see them develop. LOL. I'm just tired of excuses. Go play basketball and find a way to get to the finals, period.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of where I was going with that too is, I always talk about getting to them prime years. Well, you're sort of in them years now.
Right.
And that then they can go for it till you're 31, 32, 33, right? You know what I mean? But the point is you're coming up to them years. So there's no more like you're young. There's no more A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's go time. it's go time. Now, I do think this roster needs to be a little bit better. I mean, I can't run from that. There's some, but maybe a new coach helps this roster be better. Hopefully the guys that they bring in, a couple mid-level guys, that can do some things that help this roster just be a little deeper. So, like, I'm comfortable. I'm confident in this team moving forward. This is a hire I freaking love. So take that for what it is.
I'll give you guys this scenario and tell me if you guys like it and if you guys think it's enough. If their approach this offseason is their big two moves is to try and accomplish what we've kind of been talking about for like a year, it seems like. The Al Horford for Buddy Hield trade transaction, however fashion that is. And then the other one is trying at any way possible to get Lou Williams here. If those are your two acquisitions via trade, because I believe you can do both of them because you would send different pieces in both. You would send like a Horford-led deal to obviously the Kings for Buddy Hield, and then you would send picks and maybe a younger player, obviously the Clippers for Lou Williams. Would you guys agree? Because then you've got that playmaker, you know what I'm saying? I think would be perfect along with Joe and Ben. And then you've got the shooter, and also you have a way to get out of the bad contract with Al. And like I've said before, I don't buy into the whole thing of nobody wants Al Horford because the Kings, they were the last team in the shuffle with the Sixers to try and get Al Horford. And they're really buying in. Number one, Buddy Hield, we know the disaster that is Buddy Hield over with obviously Luke Walton and the Kings, where he's not returning phone calls.
Yeah.
And they believe the reason why they wanted Al Horford is because they believe if they pair him and Marvin Bagley, that'll help both of them. So if you want
Bagley to be that four, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you want Bagley to be the forward, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and move Horford to the 5. Yeah,
which is
I think if you guys do get Buddy Hield, I think it's a perfect fit. Perfect fit.
Well, we thought Tobias was a perfect fit.
He better be now that Doc Rivers is in town because that was the best Tobias Harris we've seen. You know what I mean? That's the Tobias Harris.
Yeah, good numbers. Good numbers.
Best coaching job too that year. That team wasn't a playoff a team people thought was going to the playoffs that year.
Ooh, Joseph's got a projected starting 5. CP3, Booker, Hield, Richardson, and Embiid. Jesus God.
Play small ball like what are we doing? We're not getting all these guys. We got you talk about Hield, add Hield in there, and you got Ben Simmons. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Ben Simmons isn't going anywhere. I think that's just funny. Like, this is all of a sudden happening. Like, Doc signs on the dotted line, and people are saying, yeah, you're trying to trade Ben for LaMelo Ball. What the
LaMelo. God.
Well, we might get Ralphie as a Sixers fan.
Yeah, no, I'll stop watching the Sixers if that happens. I'll take a year off.
Kevo says, if we just keep the offense balanced, we'll be fine. I mean, listen, if we work the offense through Embiid, and I think Doc's the perfect guy to get the best out of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. I'm excited about this coming year on winning and being consistent and just the little things that we haven't seen. Right? Not even about Ben shooting, not even about that kind of stuff. There's a tougher basketball team, a smarter basketball team.
And I know it's press conference talk and it's coach talk, and right, but I mean, Doc already put that to bed at his opening press conference when he said everything that we've all said, for the last couple years is it doesn't matter if Ben shoots because he has such an impact on the floor in other ways. Does it help? Does it help that if he can develop even a 15-footer? Absolutely, it helps. He said, but we're gonna accentuate what he does good, which Tom absolutely first team all defense. He called him almost like a baby Magic Johnson, right? With his ball handling, his ability to distribute, right? So I think to your point, I'm not. I think Doc was the right guy for right now. You know what I mean? I'm not overly super excited about it, but he's definitely the best of what was out there. There's no question about that.
Absolutely.
And I do agree that I think he can get the most out of these guys. And it is time for the guys to put up or shut up. It's time to figure out who you are.
Prism asked earlier, he said, would y'all do
Yes.
Tobias Harris for Buddy Hield?
No.
Ooh, Greg said yes.
You said yes? Really?
Yes.
I don't even know if I would do
Just
that.
to get out of the contract.
But you're taking on a contract. You got to match money, Greg.
Yeah, I'd rather have a younger guy, though, with a skill set that at least I know I could use more.
Yeah, I'm good on that one. I'd rather, I'd rather go to
I
the
love
other
Buddy, but I can't. I got to buy. This is where I got to trust the coach now. You know what I'm saying? It's not something I've been able to say for a long time, but I got to believe in the coach. I got to believe that Doc Rivers is going to be able to recreate whatever happened in Los Angeles. That guy's there. We've seen flashes of it. He's there.
Listen, everybody said it was coach. Okay. Well, I mean, like I said, I couldn't handpick many better coaches that I would want. You know what I mean? Probably a handful of guys, and he's one of them. So, you're not going to get a guy in here that would know the game better, been around the game longer, understands the game, all the things you want. All the Mark Jackson yellers. You know what I mean? Like, this is better than all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
So if these guys don't play well for him, or don't start winning playoff series, then guess what? These guys aren't good enough.
Yep. It wasn't
Tristan.
the coach.
Yep, it wasn't the coach.
Mm-hmm. Tristan, is there any shot for CP3? I mean, there's always a shot, but
Well, I know it's just a report, and you know how things go when it's just a report. But Sam Presti's
Sources?
yeah. The report was that Sam Presti's asking for a first-round pick and a young player for CP3 if there was going to be trade talks.
so it's going to. No, I don't even know if he can. No, you know what it is. I know people.
No, I know it's Matisse. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying people are going to
Yeah,
start
do you
rioting.
think?
I
Yeah,
was
I was
just
going to ask
joking
you
with
guys
Jair.
that too. I was going to ask you guys that too.
I don't know if I make that deal because
I
because
don't.
such a need for a wing defender, and I need to get younger with another pick. Even though that pick might not be anything good, I just need to get younger in some spots. I need to try to hit on some picks. You know what I mean?
But
things got to go my way. I love CP3 and everything about CP3, but I don't need to go. I want Ben with the basketball in his damn hands. I want him with the basketball in his hands. Why would I not? He's a mismatched nightmare at the perimeter because he can go by everybody. I want the ball in his hands. I want somebody to develop him. Sorry, Ralph, real quick. I just want somebody to develop him as that point guard that Doc's talking about because it's there. Brett knew it was there, right? And maybe just couldn't get the full out of it. But he can. You put some shooters around him. There's a couple that can shoot the basketball. This offense can run smooth as shit. And that's what I do.
Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
I was gonna ask you guys. Thanks for bringing up Thibault. Do you guys think that if a trade does go down, do you think he is in one of the packages getting sent out? Do you think his name?
Yes. If it's major, yes. If it's a major trade, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, just because he's young, I don't think, there's a skill set of athleticism and the ability to defend. Outside of that, there's no offensive game, even around. So it's not the easiest trade piece to put in besides just being young, right? And teams just want defenders. But it's also a guy you want to get rid of a young guy who's already willing to play D.
Yeah, and does it very, very well too.
We talk about
Very
toughness.
good
We
on
watch the
defense.
Miami Heat. We're watching the Miami Heat in the finals, and granted, they're not going to win it, right? And that's fine because they're overmatched. I mean, because they can't lose players to win the finals. They can't lose. What's his face? The lefty.
Adebayo. Bam.
No. Why that?
Gordon Dragic.
Yeah,
Dragic.
you can't lose these two guys,
by the way,
in different spots and expect to beat the Lakers. If they were fully healthy, would I believe this series would be closer? Yeah, I do. I still think the Lakers will win the series, but I think it'll be a whole hell of a lot closer than it is now. Because they're not an ability to lose guys. But my whole point was there's toughness on that team. There's young guys that are willing to defend. There's you know what I mean? There's some grit. And grit's good. And Matisse is just a freaking, a young grit guy. And when you find young guys that are gritty, I don't know unless you're giving me a guy who can just flat out stroke it. I just might hold on to him. You know what I mean? And that's not crowning him. It's just making a point. I should have enough guys on this roster who can score. I don't need everybody to score.
If the Clippers tell you, okay, you give us a first rounder and obviously it's going to be more than this to match salaries and everything, but you've got to give up a first-round pick in Matisse to get Lou Williams. Are you doing it?
What was the package?
No, Lou's too old. I'm not doing that. Lou was here when Iverson was here. Lou's. I love Lou. I mean, I'm not giving up Matisse in a pick. Like, no. Like, I should be able to get Lou Williams for less than that.
Probably Shake in a pick, and then whatever the money is.
Yeah, I guess. Like, if they would even want Shake, but you know what I mean? Yes. Like,
put up like 50 against them in that game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
he did.
Like, that's my direction, though. I hear you. Like, I don't think I need to give a Matisse Thibault to get a 38-year-old Lou Williams or however old he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's scoring 30 off the bench, though, Tommy.
I know what Lou is. I would love Lou Williams, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think
Lou will. We know who he is.
I don't think I need to get aggressive to get him. I think I could get him with, like, a second-round pick and some and something close to match salary, or just
what is his salary anyway?
It's only $8 million. He's 33 years old.
I thought it was more. Okay, I thought he was getting paid way more. He's only getting paid $8 million.
Yep,
that's a robbery.
Wow.
I mean, hell, you could do.
He's only 33.
He was only 33. Yeah. He came out of high school. He was one of the last high school guys.
I know he came out of high school, but it still feels like he'd been in the league for 20 years.
It does.
Yeah.
I would say he's like 37. If you ask me how old Lou Williams is, all the time I had him, like, okay, he played with Iverson. So he's like 30. He's like between 35 and 37. Like, no, he's 33. So he's 30. I don't know. Does he have Jamal Crawford?
He came out of high school, didn't he, too, Greg?
Yeah, he was the last guy.
Yeah.
That last group that could come out of high school before they did it again. No, I mean, I don't need to. And he's only 33. I mean, that's not
tough.
Even.
I know it's.
But I don't think I think I can get away with like picks and something else. Like I don't think I even. Like I think away with picks and like Shake. Like I don't think I have to give anything crazy. How many years is he on his deal? Like 2 years.
1 year left.
You got 1 year left. Like then they're looking to move.
And I'll tell you this.
Yeah. If it's a 1 year deal, that package shouldn't be that.
Lou wants out too. He wants out. That's the thing that helps the Sixers. The two guys that we're talking about, Buddy Hield and Lou, they want out. So it's going to help us.
And who fits Ben better than Lou? Doesn't fit Ben. Lou can fit Ben in a way, but Lou's not really Mr. Spot up shooter guy. Right. Lou's a
he's more of a
create your own shot
dribble. Yeah, absolutely.
Buddy's definitely better in the spot up game. But Buddy, in a way, is like Tobias, where he almost sometimes likes to get likes to dribble a little bit before shooting it. So I mean, you don't have that like spot up guys like you did before. But I still think it's enough. It's enough to stretch the floor where you become extremely goddamn dangerous.
I'll tell you this too, Tom, and this is what gets me excited. It gets me real excited because you go from a team to where we're debating and we're trying to find a guy like the killer in the fourth quarter. If you have Tobias with Doc, which that's what he was in Los Angeles. He was a key shot, big shot guy in Los Angeles. Lou Williams, he's clearly your big time shot guy, and Buddy Hield is. We're not even considering Ben Simmons and Joel. It's like all the other guys that are not your two big stars, they're like your go-to need a bucket type players.
Listen, the more guys you can have on your roster that can create their own shot and score the basketball, the better chance you have of getting to where you want to get to. You know what I mean? It's that simple.
So you could do that deal, Mike Scott and Zaire Smith for Lou.
Oh.
Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. Absolutely.
I feel like that's like illegal.
I would do that.
Or you could obviously do like just because of money wise, like if you did Jay Rich for Lou straight up.
I wouldn't do that. I would do the first option.
Why wouldn't you do that? In what you wouldn't do that if you're the Sixers, you wouldn't do that if you're the Clippers.
If you came to me with Josh, like straight up Josh Richardson for Lou Williams, I'll take it for the Clippers, but I'm not doing that for the Sixers. No.
Why?
I just think that
Josh has got 2 years left on his deal, and Lou's got 1 year.
Yeah.
See, Ralphie,
Lou Williams is not. He's not going to be. Can he be a starting 5 player though? Still at 33,
you get a killer in the fourth quarter. He's on the floor when it matters.
You're
doing Richardson for Williams straight up?
No, I don't. No.
Yeah, I don't either. If I'm the Clippers, I do. If I'm the Sixers, I don't. I think the first option you had, Greg, what the Mike Scott and Zaire Smith, I think, yeah, I would do that one.
Which sadly, you would think, oh, why would the Clippers do that deal, right? And I'm not. Yeah. I'm going to preface this in saying I'm not saying these guys are comparable, right?
Yeah.
But Marcus Morris is a free agent, so there's the power forward that you would replace with Mike Scott off the bench, right? And saves you $10 million that you don't have to re-sign him. Maurice Harkless is a free agent at the small forward position. And then they have a couple other free agents, both, two free agents in Patrick Patterson and Jonathan Motley at the power forward position. So while we're giving them scraps and you're like, oh, why would the Clippers do that? They may look at that. It might not be as bad as scraps as we think it is.
I just find it. You're right, Greg. I would just be shocked if there's not any other team out there that would give a better offer than that.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Come on, Kenley. Oh, he just threw out his arm.
Shame.
Yeah, you could probably entice him even more with a pick. You know what I mean? The only way, getting back real quick to that Matisse talk about a trade, the only way I give Matisse up if it has to happen to entice someone to take like Horford's contract off our books, right? If it's got to be like, all right, we'll take Horford for you, but you got to give us Matisse just to give us something of value. Well, that's the only way I do it. But I really don't. I don't want to give that up because I think we've missed on so many first round picks recently that we need one of them to kind of pan out and be an effective player for this team.
But the one thing I disagree with, Greg, if that's the case, if the Kings come saying that to where, okay, we're taking Horford, but we want Matisse, I want more than just Buddy Hield. Then you're giving me something also. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing those two for Buddy Hield. I love Buddy, but it's not going to be a 2-for-1 swap. You know what I mean? I might be asking for Marvin Bagley. Like I might be doing that. If you're taking a defensive specialist who's special on that side of the floor,
they're not giving you that.
No, they're not giving Bagley up.
No, but I understand that. But you know my point. I'm not doing 2-for-1 for Buddy Hield. I don't want him that much.
No.
If you want to do Horford and Zaire Smith, okay, then that's fine because it's not really even 2-for-1. That's like because Zaire Smith's not even a person.
No, I didn't think he played.
No, I've yet to see him.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to talk about John Middleton real quick here?
Yes, please.
So if you don't extend JT Realmuto, I want to trade Sixto Sanchez. That's what he told his general manager. So then he prefaced it by saying, their star catcher will hit free agency once October ends. And then he claimed he didn't want to trade top prospect Sixto Sanchez unless they re-sign Realmuto.
Yep.
So where do you stand on signing Realmuto? And why are you allowing him to even test the market?
That means he's long gone, and I'm going to hate every second of it.
And what happened to the stupid money that you were talking about?
Well, they're like
and going over the luxury tax, and then spending the stupid money and going over the luxury tax and bringing these guys in and don't have to worry about the money. Spend it all.
And now he's talking
in a matter of 4 months. It's all switched now.
And now he's talking about
not 4
patience.
months, all in a year. It's switched now.
And now he's talking about patience, Ralphie.
Well,
it just doesn't make sense, man.
And the reason Quintak's let go, essentially, because he's let go, is homegrown talent, right? Well,
where?
Well, you traded
exactly, Greg. Where,
you traded one of them. You know what I mean?
Two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even counting. I'm not even throwing Jorge into it. We'll just stick with Sixto right now.
I mean, is Adam Haseley an everyday center fielder?
I don't know.
Moving forward, is he an everyday? Because that's a homegrown guy.
I think so, but that's not. But That's the cat. He hasn't shown it though, right? So to your point, Ralph, we're still having that conversation. I think so, just because I've seen enough, but it's not a slam dunk. You know what I mean? Like if another center fielder comes out there and it goes, all right, like whatever. Are you kidding me, Kenley?
Let's go.
It's all projects. That's all it is. They're all projects, except for Bohm.
And then,
and listen, is Mickey Moniak even a Major League Baseball player? Right, your number one pick.
That's another question.
That's another question. I don't want to kill the guy over 60, 30, 20 games, but I didn't see anything.
He looks scared to death. Out there. That's the number one pick.
Like $73 million off the books this year. So if it's not
more if you let Vinny go, and there was one other move that you could do. But yeah, I mean, you have the money coming off the books.
So even if Realmuto got, what do you think you get a year?
I think you should have gone. He wants to set the market, right? And granted he should, right? He's the best catcher in baseball. I thought 6 for 25 was what it needed to be done.
What, 25 a year?
Yeah,
that's right where I was thinking. Okay.
Like, I mean, without the universal DH, personally, I wouldn't go past 5, just because in order for that to pan out, you know what I mean? We would obviously need him to keep catching, kind of like the Joe Mauer, right? When Joe Mauer started breaking down, his contract was an albatross to the Twins. But with the universal DH and everything, I'll go 7 years for JT. I don't care.
Now, are they actually putting that in now? Is it now the National League's going to be DH from here on out, right? Correct?
I don't think it's official, but I don't see a lot of people disagreeing that it was beneficial.
Gotcha.
Absolutely was. Yeah, so I mean, you have to sign him. I know we talked about this in nauseam, but he has to be signed. You have to match whatever out there or go a little above it, and you have to get it done, because at the end of the day, you can still be under some money this year if you do it right. You know what I mean? If you give him a deal and you do some things right, even if you back end some money, whatever, you just got to get him back, man. You can't give up. You can't give up what you give up and not
sign him.
And go for 2 years like you're trying to win a chip in 2 years.
Yeah, it just,
you know what I mean? But
insane.
then that whole 2 years you're halfway in anyway. None of it makes any damn sense. None of it makes any sense.
I saw this the other day, and Tommy, Phillies have $60 million coming off their luxury tax payroll this offseason, just with Arrieta, Robertson, Realmuto, Didi. That number grows if they say goodbye to Velasquez and/or Naris. This is from Corey Seidman. Lots of wiggle room to accomplish what needs to be accomplished. And I think that needs to be JT Realmuto and Didi Gregorius.
Yeah, bring those two back. I agree.
Or JT Realmuto. Listen, you want to hear one?
Let's get crazy.
Bryson Scott comes up.
I'm in.
And plays everyday shortstop. We're talking about a college player. Like, come up and play that, dude.
Like, should be ready.
Like, you're in an all season doing nothing. Let's come play baseball. You know what I mean? Let's see if you can play like Alec did. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for them same things. All right, man. Harper's boy. Harper loves them. Then good. Be around daddy. You know what I mean? Like, hey, daddy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sit on daddy's lap and learn the game then, I guess. I don't know. But then come on up. I mean, I love Didi. I would love Didi to come back. Nobody's saying that. But if you're trying to, like, wiggle room money and make sure you take care of your pen a little bit, try to get some damn outs, that, your lineups will still be good enough. Your scorer's still here, who hits the baseball well, in my opinion. Obviously, Reese should still be able to hit, right? I mean, I would think.
Yeah, it's his non-throwing arm that he just had TJ on. So, yeah, he should be at least be able to DH.
So, I mean, there's things you can do. But at the end of the day, you have to take care of your pen a little bit here, or a lot of it. So, that money to go to DD, you might have to then shift that money to your pen. Not might have to, you have to. So you have to just get younger. If Bryson Scott can't play, we say it all the time. You're going to figure out if a guy can play right away. I mean, the Braves didn't win on Dansby Swanson. They brought him up right away. They dealt with some of the hiccups early on. They dealt with
him down.
And now he's very good.
No, he's extremely good. And there was a knock on him. He couldn't hit. I think he hits pretty foul. You know what I mean? Oh, was that fair? Fuck.
No, it was foul.
Fuck. Damn it. I'm going to replay. There's my God. Oh, my God. Come on. How fucking foul was this?
Not much.
Oh. I mean, it's foul by a good amount, but essentially
That's a foot. But,
in foul world. But still, right there. Damn it, little hook.
No, Tom, I'm with you on stop, man. I'm with you. College guy. He spent the summer up at Lehigh Valley training every day. So he was a call away, right? He was a call away from joining this team.
Yep.
At least this year. So either bodes well for Stott, or oh my God, what are you doing? Bouncing balls, Kenley in the playoffs. So you're right. I would love Bryson to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You build a team up the middle, and right now our middle is our worst of a team.
And honestly, I don't disagree with the idea at all. But are we kind of kidding ourselves at this point? I mean, what's the chances they're honestly going to do that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like we've been saying that with how many players in the past? You know what I'm saying?
Seems like for 10 years now.
Yeah,
every talent we have down in AA, AAA that's been just still in there. It's like, when are we calling this dude up?
I think there's a very good chance. There's a very good chance you see this shit happen.
I hope.
They're trying to stay around the luxury. You know what I mean? And that's like the only way you can really do it. The ball's laced. Get in the gap.
You're shitting me.
Let's go. Let's go.
But doesn't that then fall into the same thing that they always do with the years of control, and they can't come up before this date? Or then we're going to run into that BS again?
Dave ain't playing around with Kenley. Sorry. Dave ain't playing around with Kenley. They said that. Hey, get out of here. Oh, it's great. Hate to see it. Come on. Love a 2-run homer piece. Who are they bringing in? Joey?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Versus Tatis? Oh, my God. Hit a 2-run homer. Okay, sorry. We're back. Yeah, so you gotta go. The only way you stay around that luxury tax is by letting young players play.
Yeah.
Because you still have to spend money. Like if you didn't have a terrible bullpen, we'd be having a different conversation. But that needs to be upgraded big time.
And to Bryce's point at the end of the season, a lot of their bullpen has to come from homegrown talent, which we don't have.
Nope.
Nope.
Is it true? Like, there's no bullpen arms that are actually under contract?
Very
like,
true.
Everybody's like, off the books.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think they have to go with a complete reset.
Well, that's what this year was.
Well, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can get worse. So whatever they bring in next year can only probably be better.
Sure.
It might be
it
like
just,
28.
it just gets to the point where it's very, very annoying knowing that we have talent down in AAA and AA that are just raking down there and just milking the balls. But then we don't call it. We're so afraid to call them up. But then you look at the Dodgers with their homegrown guys and Cody Bellinger, and then you look at the Braves with their guys and they call them up and they go through like you said, Tommy, with Dansby Swanson. They went through the hiccups. They sat through the roller coaster, and now look at him, dude. He's one of the best. He's right there for one of the best infielders in the game right now.
Yep. No, I mean, like, listen, we don't have the talent that Denver's teams have, but Alec was.
No, it's not the talent wise. It's just not bringing these guys up and seeing what you have in them.
No, they never do that
type of thing. No, they don't. They wait till like they're 25, 26, and then they bring them up, and then they're straight slop at that point. And then you're back at stage one where you got to do it all over again.
Tristan says, question, fam, do you think Bryce has been a disappointment so far? I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think it's safe to say he's the least of our worries right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's been great. But he's the – I'm not going to spend my time ranting and raving about Bryce Harper.
No, not when I had a lead in 49 out of 60 games. I got a bigger fish to fry.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, and I'll fish that. I'll fry that fish all day if I need to. When it turns to Bryce, if I need to rip him, I'll rip him. But I have way bigger fish to fry when I can't.
Tommy. When you're up 6-0 in half of these games, dude, you're up 7-6-0. Okay, and you're blowing leads like this. I mean, it falls on the one thing, the bullpen. Falls on the one thing.
That's why this organization and the owner. This ownership group, it's an absolute embarrassment because the fact that they want to come on press conferences and congratulate themselves and talk about young, grown talent when literally in our own division, we look at the Nationals and we look at the Braves and we look at the friggin' Marlins to where they're doing better than us, not the Nationals this year, but they won a World Series last year, that you see a whole system of young grown talent, and then you look below to where there's still pieces coming.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you see these other teams that have homegrown talent that are playing in the big leagues right now that are doing tremendous. And then you look at the Phillies, you have guys that are still in AAA and Double A. And Mickey Moniak, granted that he got a call up this year, but dude, how long has he been down there for? He was a number one pick, and he was the number one pick too.
Oh, and
it wasn't like he was in like round 15, pick 400. This dude's number one pick. Still in the minors.
And a guy we passed on, Ian Anderson, dealt today for the Braves, by the way. Just going to drive that knife even further in.
Yeah.
I will say one thing. I mean, Alec looks like a hit, boys.
Yeah.
So you take that for what it is.
Absolutely.
So now can Bryson Scott be a hit? Can Bryson Scott be a hit? He was a high first round pick. You know what I mean? So can you be a hit? I mean, if you take 2 out of 4, when you talk about,
I'll take that. I'll take 50%.
Like if you I'll take it. That's depending on both of them guys being able to really play, right? But if you take, Moniak can't play, Hazley's just like a guy, right? And you look at it like that, but the other two can really play, then you say, okay, you know what I mean? All right, we'll take it. But that's a lot depending on, can Bryson Scott really play? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that depends on that. And, can Hazley develop and be an everyday guy? Can Moniak develop and be an everyday guy?
No.
Does the taste of the big leagues for these guys help them? Or you're going to find out the other way, that they just can't play. So that's the best way to go about this shit. So the only way you're going to be able to stay around a luxury tax, if you don't want to spend stupid money, is by bringing kids up a little bit earlier than expected, and then be able to use some money and finances in other parts of your baseball team. It's the only way.
It just makes me sick that this guy wants to talk about he gets snarky and he starts taking shots to reporters for asking simple questions, talking about when he says, I can't answer that question because we don't know what's been going on with the fans. And bro, you're the only stadium that hasn't had fans. I'm pretty sure that's league wide. I'm pretty sure you're a billionaire. You're worth more than Jeffrey friggin' Lurie. Is Jeffrey talking about money right now? No, he's not. Like, I'm so sick of these people that for 2 years they talk about, hey, we're going to spend stupid money. We're going to win now. We're going to go out of our way to sign Bryce Harper to 13 years. Crazy move. We're going to go out. We're going to get Real Muto. And then literally not even 2 years later, we're talking patience and reset.
Yep.
It's a disgrace. And the fact that he wants to talk about, Mac, I trusted Matt Klentak to get the job done with the Real Muto extension. Dude, he's a product of you. He is a product of you. You hired him.
He didn't get the Harper deal done. You did.
Exactly. You're paying Klentak $6 million to still be here. That's why you didn't fire him. That's why he stepped down, because you don't want to, God forbid, you're paying a guy $6 million to sit at home. It's ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. It's an absolute embarrassment. And people don't understand, dude. I honestly think these owners, especially this guy, thinks that like the fans don't pay attention or we're a smaller market. Like maybe he thinks we are a smaller market to where we're a team and a fan base that doesn't pay attention. Because I get it. I get everyone's really missing a lot of the opportunities to make money with the concessions and the tickets with the fans. But we all know the true money is in what, Greg, Ralph, Tom? It's in the TV sales.
And they already got the contract. They already got that deal.
They got the 15-year extension 2 years ago. So you're good. They're not folding. You're not taking that contract away. So I don't know who you think you're fooling here.
Listen, don't sign Bryce Harper then.
Yep.
Okay? If you're not in to win, you don't do the deal. Okay? You don't sign Harper, you don't sign Machado, and you just keep on going.
You invest in pitching, young pitching.
Never make that stupid comment of stupid money.
And then nobody's crushing you yet. We're just saying how bad we are.
Yeah, we're crushing you because we suck, but at least we're not crushing you because you flat out lied to us.
Yeah. Like you're like, oh, well, Harper will sell tickets, and then you got burned on that this year. And now, you might let the best catcher in baseball walk and get nothing back for it.
Nothing back. Yep.
Instead of like saying, you know what?
Go in division, by the way.
Yeah, we're not going to get anything back, but we're, you know, or we're not, you know what, we can't sign them. We're not going to sign them, but we're sure as hell going to get rid of them right now. You know what I mean? Then you got to get rid of them. I hate to say it.
Hey, at that point, I would have traded them in August.
Greg, you took the words right. Thank you.
August. I would have traded him in March.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Oh, fuck August. I would have traded him in March then if I felt like I couldn't get a deal done.
Because they were
willing to spend stupid money.
Yep. Their actions have told us they had no plans of extending him this season. They had no plans. They always envisioned them getting to this point. So if that's the case, trade him. Trade him. That way you can lessen the blow. You're never going to get a guy like Sixto Sanchez back, clearly. But you can get something. It's an embarrassment.
No, it absolutely is.
There's a lot of good young players you can get back for him. But listen, you know why? You know what I think part of it is? That's why I don't want to rip the Phillies too much on this. Can I be honest with you that we haven't thought about? Players union has a lot to do with him hitting the market when you're the best player in your position. They almost like, I feel like they almost freaking, it's like the mafia. They almost force you to hit the market just to set the precedent higher. Like this to set the standard higher.
Yeah,
you know what
I mean, I don't.
Disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm talking about the disgust of it. Like, I'm not saying that a player can't be like, fuck you guys. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm telling you that's part of it. So it doesn't mean he won't sign back here. It just means we might have to sign him for $5 more million a year than we wanted to. That's all
I would agree with you if this organization didn't spend the last 2 months literally walking back and finding reasons to tell the fan base, hey, this is why it was a good move to get him only for 2 years and not extend him. If they haven't been doing that the last 2 months, whenever they've been in front of a camera or a microphone, I would really buy into that. And you could be dead right, because I don't completely disagree with your statement. That definitely is.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's coming back because of it. I'm just saying like that's probably the main reason you hit the market. Because you have to set it with somebody bidding against somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And then you get into the bidding war, and then you can decide. Then it becomes down to you, like, okay, well, I'm going to take a little less to stay here or whatever the case may be.
Especially with all these guys the last handful of years, what's the trend been? You see Trout doesn't hit the market. You know, Mookie Betts doesn't hit the market. You get traded then immediately. You know what I'm saying? To where these big class of, these big type players, they never get an opportunity to hit the market because they're locked up immediately. So yeah, that's a good point. I do agree with that.
But I do agree that the complacent organization too with it. You know what I mean? So there's both sides to this. This isn't a pass with John Middleton. I think he's a cigar smoking piece of shit right now. Yeah. Okay, so guy's a fan, so be a fan and go spend stupid money then. You know what I mean? You've been a fan your whole life. Like you talked about winning. Who's your GM going to be? And what direction does your GM want to go? Does he want JT Realmuto back? I mean, you would assume, unless he's an idiot. So if you bring in a GM that doesn't want JT, you should probably fire him on the spot. So you know what I mean? Like you should fire him in the presser when somebody says, "Hey, you're gonna bring back JT?" Well, we'll figure that out. You know, if he says that, you should be like, "Hold on. Well, the ink ain't dry. Somebody get that shit off of here. You're out of here too." You know what I mean? So where does it come from?
Yeah.
Does it come from? I'm curious to see where the next general manager comes from. And does Andy McPhail have a fucking part of it? Because this is how he kept his job. That's the ball for it. Yep.
Thank you. Because I was going to say the fact that A, McPhail kept his job, and B, the idiot owner's now talking about, hey, McPhail is going to have more of a presence in the decisions. That's going to all of our theories since he's been here, that he literally has done nothing. Like, if you're going to tell us now that Andy McPhail is going to have more of a presence, that means he's really done nothing.
That means he didn't have a voice in anything that went on behind the scenes for the Philadelphia Phillies.
He's the president of player operations or baseball.
Talk about it here next year. After next year, this year being his final year. Why? Hold on. We got a guy who's in his final year in terms of like just probably retiring from baseball, and we're gonna have him as handle who we bring in. He's like, I really trust Andy. Oh my God, I can't. You know what I mean? I just can't anymore.
It's such a cluster right now for the Philadelphia Phillies front office, man. It really is.
And my
same Andy McPhail, real quick. Same Andy McPhail that hired Matt Quintek and brought him with them. The same Andy McPhail that their first hire was Gabe Kapler. That same Andy McPhail.
Yep. Same deal. The same guy who couldn't get the Manny Machado deal done at the trade deadline 2 years ago when they've been talking about getting him for 2 years.
Couldn't get hold on. Couldn't get it done where you're talking about stupid money. Where stupid money says you signed Machado and Harper.
Yep.
It's stupid money right there.
That's win now mode. That's really like win now mode. Hey Yankees. Hey Red Sox at the time. Hey Dodgers. You know what I mean? We're willing to spend right with you to try to win. You know what I mean? That's what that is.
And the same guy who couldn't get it done with about 99.999% of their draft picks.
Yeah.
My question to you guys, and maybe this is, I don't even know if it's conspiracy, but, would you guys be surprised if a part of the hiring process for this next GM is one of the big questions they ask, I don't know, a Dave Dombrowski, for example, or whoever the GM candidates would be, is what would be your plan of action if you don't sign JT Realmuto? And they say they go with the guy who has the best plan without JT. You know what I'm saying? To where a part of the hiring process is to find a plan without JT. You know what I mean? That fits their values. If
they are asking that question, then we're taking a step back and not a step forward.
Oh, I think that's a given.
Because you shouldn't be asking about that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Rye?
You should be asking how you get a guy back.
How do you get him back? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If John Middleton steps in that room and asks you and says, "So what do you think your plan's going to be if you don't sign JT Realmuto?" Like it shouldn't even be that question shouldn't even come out of your mouth.
Yeah, it should literally be like it should almost be like a homework assignment. Like to the interview, you have to come with a plan to make the bullpen viable again, get more depth in the starting pitching, and get Realmuto back.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a plan? Okay, you're not hired.
With a PowerPoint ready to go.
Well, and everything. And I need a PowerPoint on how you're gonna develop homegrown talent. How you're gonna scout talent. You know what I'm saying? Like how are you gonna get some of these guys that are 19 years old, 20 years old that come in and play right away? Like how are you gonna find some of these guys? I need to know that too, because that keeps your money right.
Yeah.
And for anybody at home saying, "Oh, guys, that's a lofty task." Why? Literally, your star player Bryce Harper says that he literally has gone over the plan with organization. That he has a plan to rebuild the bullpen, add depth to the starting pitching, and bring back JT Realmuto.
When your star player is out during practices and posting Instagram photos of him wearing best catcher in baseball's T-shirt, I mean, you have to bring him back at that point. You got to find a way to bring him back.
This owner the only good job this owner has done in this organization, they've done a great job of alienating their star player and their fan base. Like that.
Yeah.
They've somehow made it worse than it was in 2016. Like, how is that possible? Like 2015, 2016 is some of the worst baseball I've seen ever.
Horrendous baseball in the city of Philadelphia.
And somehow we're in a worse situation now than we were in then because the only difference
with a star and Bryce Harper in your lineup.
Because the only reason why it's worse now than it was then is because you're paying guys and you're getting the same results.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hello, SJM.
All right, boys.
Good night.
Yeah, it was. I don't think we even need to get into the picks.
Hey, listen, we're 1-0 when we don't do picks.
It was about 20 minutes ago. It was a great night.
Oh, good. Jesus.
Oh, here we go. Woe is me.
Yeah. You'd still be awake because of the game, Greg. You relax.
I wasn't about.
Make sure you go back and listen, brother.
About losing $300 on that one run.
Oh, so you're lashing out then. That's what.
Yes.
That's Gate. All right, fam. We appreciate you joining us. Stay tuned tomorrow night. I think you got a little Birds of a Feather and Hockey Happy Hour. Friday night, on the road to victory. And Saturday, we got soccer. We got weekly roundup, and we have not weekly roundup. How do we say that? It is
weekly roundup.
Yeah, I don't know why I was messing that up. And then you get a little in this very ring with Uncle Butters, and Ritz crackers. So it's a good time. Love you, Tristan. Love all you guys for joining us. If you're just joining us, subscribe, like, follow, turn on your alerts. Let's go. We appreciate you all. Eagles, find a way. Find a way this weekend. Find a way, and then Sunday, listen, come down, Ocean City, all campus. Come on down. We'll be live with 97.3 ESPN, a little Eagles pregame, and then I'll be flying home to obviously check them out and watch. So let's go. Let's find a way to get a W again this weekend. For Tom Arnone, yep. Look at this. Good call. Philly drinkers, you can find it. Bad things happen. And, so for Tom Arnone, Ryan Brotto, Greg Mockvick, Ralph Vecchio, Tori from the block, whose Wi-Fi will only get better. But yeah, Ocean City Boardwalk this Sunday, 10 to 12.
25% off any hats in there too.
Yep, 25% off. Got myself a lid right here. Little Phil's.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice, man.
I haven't even taken it off yet. I'm not that kind of guy. I just haven't wore it out yet. But yeah, friggin' great lids in there. 25% off. So you can't beat it. All campus, Ocean City Boardwalk, 10 to 12, A2D, ESPN. Let's roll. Boys, great show.
Absolutely.
Fam, we'll be here.